Welcome to episode number 74 of the Keep Up Podcast.
Where we don't guard your dogs guard us.
And we're off.
Off to the races, as they say.
Episode number 74. We have a guest.
A guest.
Our guest is
August Way.
I'm bad at
That's his name.
August Way?
August Way.
I'm bad at intros.
You're the one who does it, though.
I don't know why I do it every time.
Just name 3 things you love about him, and then let him talk.
Let's see. My other brother, one of my best friends. I could list like your professions. What would you say? Like artist, model, rapper, wearer of plaid, currently, and often.
True.
What if I just said your full name right now?
Do it. Do the whole thing. People. That's what people are here for.
Nik Hampshire.
Threatening government names over here.
I wouldn't do it to you. Thought about it though. Man, that'd be funny. Remember when I accidentally gave a spoiler last week?
I sure do.
It'd be similar to that.
Oof.
I tried to come up with a name that would obviously not be involved in the show I was talking about.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, it's like they'd be like, this person died. And I just said the name of the person that died in the show.
Because it's such a generic name.
It was a very generic name.
But it just...
I got to remember to beep that out.
Womp womp.
Yeah. What's up, man?
Chillin'. I'm Nick,
Cool.
by the way, in case that didn't come across.
Yeah, I kind of said Snick.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
good. I'm Nik Hampshire. As my esteemed hosts have introduced here, I wear many hats, I guess.
Although no hats right now.
No hats currently, unless this comes off. It doesn't. I'm just kidding. It doesn't. Yeah. I don't know. I do.
That would have been a sick review. If you were like, I'd be like, oh my God.
What a twist.
He was prepared.
Yeah. I did it just for this. I shaved my head for the podcast. I'm like, yo, I got to make a splash, bro. 74 is going to be the one.
Oh, shoot.
You were saying about your hats.
That's it.
He wears a lot of
Yeah.
them, Brett.
Yeah.
Hats.
That's what he was
It's
saying.
true.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing now? What's next? You travel a lot.
I do travel a lot.
How long you home?
I am home until
Where are you going after?
Friday.
When'd
I'm
you
going
get
to
back?
Houston. I got back on the 19th.
I mean, he kept up with you.
That went as well as I could have expected.
Yep.
Where are you going next?
Houston on the 1st.
Why?
I have a fashion show that I am emceeing.
That's pretty cool.
So,
Finger guns.
yeah, sick. I'm
I
glad
always
you
say
whispered
finger
it.
guns when I.
It's perfect because one of them will be audio.
Oh yeah.
There's the podcast, but
Excellent.
man, that solved. I do finger guns, but you don't see it. Now I'm just always going to go finger guns. Yeah.
Nice. Look at that. Already establishing new traditions.
You're already making us better. Houston.
Yes.
We have a problem. Over.
Ah, Tim. Have you tried to open your old MySpace?
I never had
a
one.
year or two ago.
Did you get it?
I think I did actually.
Did it have like 3 pictures or
No, I had, they were
all your
there.
stuff?
Yeah, man.
Did it run well, or did it look as crappy as
Well,
it
I don't
originally
think
did?
you can get like the front page anymore. You can only
Mhm.
get like the behind the scenes
Yeah.
situation.
It's
so I couldn't
weird.
see like my MySpace page anymore.
Right,
but I
right.
could like get all my shit.
Did you have messages?
I don't think so.
That's the thing, man.
No point going back.
No, you're right. It's probably a great thing I couldn't open my messages.
That actually leads into one of my stupid questions very well. If
All right.
you guys want to go there.
Yeah, sure.
The Braille's already there, man.
Right.
Oh, that's gonna haunt me forever.
It absolutely will. I won't let it go.
You know, I like.
Maybe it's not offensive. Maybe I'm overly sensitive.
I'm just saying, blind people want the respect they deserve.
I
Talk
mean,
to many blind people, do you?
No, not a single one.
that's
But I
the thing.
hope that's I'm
You
their
know,
voice.
About a week after you asked that question, I was
Mhm.
trained for my new job by a blind man.
Did you ask him?
Sure didn't.
Oh my God, ask him.
I'm not.
Is he
I'm-
around?
It's not like a real question.
It is a
that
real
I don't
question.
have the answer to. I don't want to do it again. It's come up like the last 4 podcasts.
Yeah, and it's gonna keep.
It's
coming
my
up.
own fault. What's your new stupid question?
I got 2 of them. One I think will be very quick, and the other one may get us to think a little. So I'll do the quick one first.
You ready for this?
So if you don't know, stupid questions I generally like to ask, but the people are too afraid to ask.
Okay.
You can simply find it on Google, but I think it leads to great conversation.
You've been saying that for the past like 5, and it's like a new tagline now.
It is. It's
like, I like to ask the hard questions.
The hard-hitting questions.
Yeah. All right.
So my first question, do dogs have belly buttons?
Yes.
They do.
Absolutely.
Okay. Why? How do you know this?
Umbilical cords.
Do they have umbilical cords? By the way, spoilers for children being born. If you're young and you don't know how babies are made.
What do you think?
Actually, maybe not. Actually,
See, that's what
I'm gonna renege on my prior.
Back it up a little. I've never examined a dog, but I don't ever recall seeing a belly button.
Yeah, no, actually, I'm gonna say no belly button.
Yeah.
But there aren't. Wait, there aren't umbilical cords.
There aren't umbilical.
No, they just plop out.
Because I just feel like a litter came out. There's just like
And you got to do all.
a web of umbilical cords.
You gotta snip through them all.
It's just like,
Tying
oh
a knot.
no.
What a mess.
No, that's the dream. If it's all tied together, you just snip,
That's
and you're
not
golden.
anyone's dream.
You get the umbilical ball.
Let
I'm
alone
stopping
the
there.
dream, as if it's some strange collective
Yeah, I'm gonna say
dream.
no belly button. Final answer.
No. See, he's concise. He knows how to answer
We
these
gotta
quick.
get. Oh,
Next
web.
topic.
Yeah.
I'm in charge. now.
Next.
Here we go.
The answer to your next question is 14.
Oh, what's the question?
No, that wouldn't work for that. No, I'm kidding. So no. No.
I'm having yeah, no.
I never thought about it before.
Me neither. Thanks for making me.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna examine all my dogs.
Yeah.
Nipples. They got a lot of nipples.
They do
so
have a lot.
many of them.
They're
remember,
like made up.
remember when we had one dog? She was real short. Shelby.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't want to say her name in case she's listening.
Why? From heaven?
She had all the nipples.
So?
It was just too many, and she was so short. It just looked weird. Am I remembering this wrong?
Shelby, I liked your nipples. Okay.
Am
I'm sorry,
I wrong?
Daddy. Shelby's listening, where that could be very offensive.
That's real weird.
But
Am I wrong?
No, I mean no. What? What is your sentence
All right.
there?
I thought that she just. Nick said.
Okay, next question then. All right, this one's a little more complicated.
You went like this. That's great.
Proceed.
So, do you guys think? Are you really doing the gum right
Nah.
now? Go ahead, do it. I'm not gonna talk. I mean, I am talking, but I'm not saying anything else.
Quiet Coyote. Remember that? No? Quiet Coyote? No?
What did you say?
It's like this is what you do when like you want your kids to be quiet.
That? What's that?
Maybe,
Quiet
you just-
Coyote.
rather than
Quiet
yelling over-
Coyote?
Yeah, man. You
I
just,
never
like-
heard of that.
Yeah, man. It's just, you just hold that up, and then when your kids see it, everyone has to be quiet.
Or you punch them.
Can mine be a wolf?
Can be.
Sure. It just, you miss the alliteration. Although, technically, I don't know
That's
if you got
kind of
it.
a stretch.
Could be the whisper wolf.
Mhm.
Ooh.
But then they're still talking.
Whisper.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
so, but
you're
they'd be
right.
like,
Silent snake.
Solid snake?
oh.
Snake!
Snake! I want my text tone to be
Oh,
that.
did you hear there's
Metal
going to be a
Gear thing.
movie coming out? Or
Is there?
it's in the works right now.
Is it gonna? Oh, we got.
You already talked about Rampage.
Oh man! You see the Rampage
I
trailer?
saw it.
All right. Has there ever been a good video game movie?
Oh, that's a good question. That's always a hot topic.
There
Alright,
was
ho-
one I thought about recently, but
All right, hold on. We're gonna go to movies. We'll do
Alright,
that.
alright.
You have another stupid question.
Yeah.
I love talking video
I
game
mean, let's say
movies.
Mario, right? Just to start off with, but then we'll move on. We'll come back.
Well,
What's
yeah.
your
The Mario movie.
Yeah. Okay. So,
First and best.
do you think there's
Yeah.
a technology out right now that we can't improve on?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Toilet paper has been around a very long
A
time.
very
That's
long
true.
time. But there must be no, with toilet paper, all they need to do is invent liquid strips. It'd be easier if it was water. I think it would be a better clean.
Do you know how toilet paper works?
I do, but say
I
it
mean,
was
like a bidet?
yeah, exactly.
Okay,
but
that also exists. though.
but
And it's a different device.
but
entirely.
contained in a form where when you do the wipe, it
I said bidet.
dissipates.
You're saying sheets of water? You want sheets of water?
Sheets of water. I think we could hit that in our
But it's
lifetime.
toilet paper.
Yeah,
Water and paper are different.
I'm just saying that's
You want
the,
like a little
that's
pouch
the next logical step.
that has water in
I'd
it?
say the Pez dispenser has been pretty perfected.
It's pretty solid, but there's got to be a way where it can automatically go to you. You don't have to do the process.
No,
Like-
that's the fun part about
Right.
it. Like that. That's like saying
What's
a
it
video
like?
game is fun if the video game played by itself.
Mm,
Like
that's
you're just watching a movie.
That's a movie.
That's true, but that's not the next step logically. Like For a game to play itself, that would just be a movie.
But that's
you want to be in the game.
Yeah, but it's a Pez dispenser. You do the thing because it's enjoyable. Like the thing comes out of his neck.
But what if people don't like it?
Then you don't get a Pez dispenser. You just buy candy.
Do you just buy Pez by itself?
Yeah,
you can.
How do you think people refill? You think people buy all new dispensers at three pack at a time? Like, damn it! There's so many Snoopy Pez dispensers.
I'm so sick of
I just want the Pez.
That makes me think. I haven't seen many just Pez by themselves anywhere,
they make
though.
them. Sir.
They make them.
I
so
believe
if,
that.
if you're not really feeling the old tilt the head back, that's too much for you.
Yeah, just want to
You
pop
just
the whole
Go
thing.
buy
Do you
candy, my
think-
friend.
How many people do you think just buy Pez just
I
to
have
eat?
definitely bought Pez.
Just to eat Pez?
Absolutely, bro. I eat Pez straight up.
Not to dispense.
No, I mean I also do like to dispense. So like when when it makes sense and I'm like not tight for pocket space,
Yeah.
I'll carry a Pez dispenser.
I want to make it a thing. I feel like we should see way more people with just a little cartoon head hanging out of their pocket.
True.
Fashion sense.
It's
Who would be your cartoon head?
Ooh, there's a little bit of individuality involved in that.
Michelangelo comes to mind first.
Oh,
I
that's
don't know.
great. And then you can accessorize. Like you could carry Vader right now. It would look great. Just saying. Also, Snoopy.
Snoopy's top.
Black and white. I had a...
Oh, imagine like a Pez dispenser on a chain.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the next step for fashion. See, that's something we can improve on. Technology.
Yeah, but
So
that's
Pez
not
can
technology.
be-
It's fashion.
That's true. I mean, a shirt, is
Technologically
that
speaking,
technology?
Mm,
It's something we
I
invented.
mean, if toilet
if it's a
paper
part
is,
of the shirt, but that it wouldn't be. It would just be a chain.
Okay.
or maybe you get a shirt with a Pez dispenser.
But then like you're not advancing the Pez dispenser. You're advancing the shirt.
Mm-hmm.
The Pez dispenser.
Or if you think of the shirt as an extension of the Pez dispenser. It used to be just a Pez dispenser. Now you
Yep.
can wear it.
Now you get a free shirt with every purchase, you know?
Depends who's marketing it.
Right,
if it's
exactly.
Pez stepping up their game
Right.
and stepping into the fashion world,
Mm-hmm.
that'd be nuts.
That would be nuts.
You can dispense from every pocket.
That'd be cool.
Does that answer your question?
No.
I still don't understand your weird water situation.
Well, because I was thinking the other day, like,
how do you wipe?
we don't have to talk about this.
Just saying. I've seen some videos online talking about the different ways of wiping.
I'm just imagining you like in the bathroom with a squirt gun, just like
Clean. That's the next
but like
step.
not
That's smart.
but not clean though.
No,
so.
no, not at all. It's like a cheap version
You're
of a
just-
bidet.
You're just blindly.
It's just like, I hope.
I just imagine now. I'm just imagining your guests coming over, being like, "Yo, you have any toilet paper? You see the squirt gun?
There's just a
Choose
rack
one.
of squirt guns.
Choose which one you're feeling today. Whatever.
They're all
works.
filled up. Fill them when you're done.
Each water has a different scent in it, so
Oh my god,
I'm gonna try that. I'm not
that's a
gonna
good
try
idea.
that.
I like that. So I was thinking with cell phones or phones in general,
Here's one.
it still sounds like crap. Like I think a phone has always sounded like a phone 10 years ago to today. Like I
Okay.
feel like it hasn't got to the point. Like we can still drop calls.
I mean,
Like,
I mean
You're
it's going to space though.
it's going to space.
but it's not there yet.
Now, I am curious, because I can't compare right now, but I feel like if you could go back in time
Mm-hmm. Time.
and listen to like a landline,
Uh-huh.
I mean, you can still listen to a landline now, but I'm just saying
Technically.
like an older one.
We do
Right.
actually have one upstairs. No, I think that
I don't
sounds
know why.
just the same as a cell phone.
But you don't know, because it's probably better now.
I don't think so. I mean, like
I
if you
don't think so.
well, because it sounds the same. It's not. I think it's truth.
I mean, I've never really felt the need for like a better sounding phone call, to be honest.
Well, I feel like
Call me right now.
okay. I feel like at this point we're so far ahead technology-wise. Why has phones stayed at a lower
Maybe it's like
quality?
an aesthetic thing, you know?
like-
how you gonna
just
get
like-
how you gonna get that like phone call track for like hip hop and stuff if like it doesn't
don't
sound like a phone call anymore?
That's true. So if it sounds crystal clear and good, it
Yeah,
wouldn't
then
have
it
that.
would-
You
I
want it
know
to
it's
sound
not.
just like this?
Yeah, like a conversation. Well, we have FaceTime and like FaceTime audio, and that runs through the internet, and that sounds way better. I think, anyways.
No.
No, FaceTime audio can sound pretty clean.
If you have a good connection, both sides, you
Right.
know.
Wait, so are you saying that the quality of the sound is bad or the quality of connection?
That's a way to call you. Both. I feel like we can still, in this day and age, drop calls. Just
Well, I mean, there's a lot going on, man.
I know there's.
I don't know if it would ever get to a point where like it's impossible for a call to be dropped. Like it depends on like I mean like until there's more satellites and stuff or more towers like everywhere. But like that's not necessarily something I think a lot of us want because like I'd gladly sacrifice some quality in the phone call service for like not having giant towers in my line of view every
yeah.
mile.
Absolutely. Brett is still listening to the phone call, and I heard myself from it, so that was funny.
Sounds like garbage.
Sounds like garbage, which that's what I'm saying. I'm just surprised that we haven't updated that to be as good as it can
Well, it sounds like
be.
garbage because you just called me and put your phone on the table.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Whatever, you know?
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
I will say, I was
I think part of it has to do with the speakers, though. Just saying. So
Yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
the speakers here.
Yeah.
It like
Because
still
you're listening
sounds
to this
pretty
speaker,
decent
not this
though.
speaker. Yeah,
Right.
I'm saying for like
Mhm.
what we're getting here, I think it's pretty good.
Like when Nick's in Houston doing fashion stuff, I
Mhm.
could call him and be like, "Yo, still sounds pretty good though."
Yeah.
Yeah, but like,
And when you go to Japan,
I'm not making any phone calls to tell you that much. That'd be $1 billion.
I guess that
but
makes sense. You can get a SIM card over there.
I
A
could.
friend of mine went to Italy and rented a SIM card. It was $200.
Are you that friend?
I'm not.
Oh.
Nah.
$200.
Do you?
I'm a Wi-Fi king.
Right. That's what I was planning on doing, getting a portable Wi-Fi.
Oh no, I just
Device.
like go into like restaurants and bars and various things.
I
and
mean,
just
it's
ask for Wi-Fi.
everywhere. I'm canceling my cell service.
What about Fire? You think we could update Fire?
I don't understand the question.
Do you think there's a next step in Fire? That's considered an
I
invention.
mean, what were the
technically.
first like few steps? I feel like it was like
Well, we've
not
learned how
fire,
to- but the-
fire.
Right.
Then we learned how to contain it and how to create it from other things.
How do we contain it? There's like forest fires.
But
all
again,
the
like
time.
you're using fire, not advancing it.
I feel like when you have the ability to transport it somewhere, that's advancing
sometimes.
it.
Sometimes.
What you want me to like send you actual fire through the phone?
I don't know.
What
That's
about how
like
do
you
you
answer
mail
the phone
fire?
call and you're like, oh, Nick's calling, and then like a fireball comes
yeah,
out of
that
the.
sound awful, so nobody would like it.
Hey, speaking of fire, on Hulu right now they have Christmas Fireplace. If you want to just
True,
like,
Netflix also.
Yeah, yeah.
Time log.
Hallmark
Sick.
Channel has Happy, the puppy.
is that the one with the puppy?
Yeah.
And the cat comes in sometimes.
That's
Have
classic.
you seen that?
No.
Stick it out. It's worth it.
I mean, I would say when I pop on some animatronic the Abolisher, I get some fire out of my phone. Just saying.
Ooh,
That's an advancement in technology.
That's Fire right there.
I
That's
haven't
the
done
next
anything
step.
in so long.
Yeah, who are you?
Samesies.
I'm the worst.
What about you two working together?
Never
Yeah.
happened.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's just fake.
You're fake.
Thanks.
I would say the next advancement in fire is mailing it. If I can receive a box of fire, that would seem like an accomplishment.
That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Just saying, figure that out.
Mhm.
Then
Sliced bread. Think there's a next step.
I don't
in
even
sliced
eat bread.
Okay, but it doesn't mean you can't.
No, if I don't
Contribute
eat it,
to
I'm
it
not interested in
advancing.
the subject.
Okay.
How would you advance it?
That's what I'm saying. Do you
They've
slice
already-
it thinner?
All right, first it was
Some
not
people
sliced.
already done
Then it
that.
was sliced. They got thin sliced. They got flat bread. That's not sliced. That's just a bread I thought of.
Mm-hmm.
They got like the kind with like grains and rocks in it.
Mm-hmm. Do we slice it again?
No, I mean that's still just the same, but there's more and less at the same time.
All right. That's it. Those are my burning questions.
Then you got Texas toast.
Right.
That's big. That's like kind of sliced.
Yeah.
Sliced less times
True.
is what
And
that is.
frozen or kept in the fridge,
Frozen.
depending.
Also, Texas.
Texas? Yeah, that makes sense.
Why?
Texas toast.
Because
You-
it became Texas. The
Oh,
action of
word.
Texasing.
Got you.
I don't know what I'm saying.
I don't get freezing bread though. What's that for?
It preserves it longer.
Yeah.
It also is really cool.
Is
it?
Can't. There's two of you now.
Fire!
From downtown. You ever play Flappy Dunk?
First of all,
Play Flappy Dunk?
I feel like just making things up.
I love when people have never heard of it. It's my favorite.
is it Flappy Bird but like a ripoff?
Like the other million Flappy Bird rip-offs.
Seriously,
There's so many.
there's
There's literally a game in David Buster's that's like a
That's
Flappy Bird
just
rip-off.
want you to know Flappy Dunk's real.
so it's Flappy Bird but
Flappy Dunk, bro.
with a basketball.
Nah, Flappy Dunk is unlike anything you've ever played.
I'm ready for this.
Are we done in stupid questions?
I guess so.
TV?
Okay.
Television! Not teaching you all my tricks, Flappy Dunk.
Oh yeah, his score would be crazy right now. Oh my
Oh,
goodness!
Flappy Dunk!
What a oh, now they're getting angled. Ooh,
Oh,
things
they
are
get
getting
angled,
messy.
they start moving.
Oh man, what's your high score? 70. Oh!
Oh!
Oh, my
Flappy
goodness.
Dunk!
Flappy. It sounds like you're saying Flappy Duck. Holy crap!
I'm gonna start using Flappy Dunk just as like an excited exclamation.
Watch out for that Flappy Dunk.
Oh, Flappy Dunk!
Oh!
Jumped it too hard. That's enough for you. What is this?
That-
Download.
Quick book. I need it. Got Mortal Kombat though.
Good.
Yeah.
Get Power Rangers. Hey, that's on TV.
The movie?
Just Power Rangers General.
Oh.
Because we're in TV right now.
Oh, right.
I started without telling you guys.
I think that guy who recorded to Get Over Here like knew he would be like forever remembered.
I don't know.
You think he's still alive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not that old.
Unless maybe he like went on a crazy binge of like drugs and alcohol.
Maybe. He made
Get
it.
over
Yeah.
here.
Talking to hookers all Get over.
Oh, you're that guy.
Do you know who I am? At parties,
Wear
yeah.
a scorpion. 30 years later, it's like, Tim, we get it. We get you were Scorpion. Your costume has holes in it. You couldn't even update. It's 11 games now.
You want to hear the thing? You want to hear me do the thing?
$5.
Okay,
Four.
$5. I'll take $1.50.
I'm hungry. Give me a banana. I'll take it.
Gumball.
Did I tell you that story about the Shooter McGavin?
What?
Shooter McGavin?
No, what about it?
Yo, he was like, got hired from Zoomies actually. They like hired him to show up as like a celebrity guest at one of their parties or something.
No way.
And the guy from Zoom was like trying to take care of him of it. And the guy showed up just like super high on blow and was just literally just like hitting on women.
Oh
like,
my
doing
God.
drugs, and literally was just like, shooter, shooter, shooter. And just was like throwing. Like,
Are
dude
you
was just, like,
serious?
my man's was living on that.
I
shit.
kind of wish I was there. He's done other stuff.
Apparently not.
I mean, I can't name any of it, but
Yeah,
I know
right.
I've seen him. He's like, I've seen him in other things, but like, that's that guy.
Shooter McGavin.
Yeah, I guess you're right. He's Shooter McGavin. I kind of wish I was there for that.
What are you gonna do?
I missed that party. I saw Dell though when I was
That monkey homo
with
sapien?
Zoomies. Yeah,
Dope.
they hired him for that. I don't know, some party that I flew out for.
Mm.
Man, remember working for them? Anyways, is it cool to just publicly talk about?
Yeah, you don't work there anymore.
Yeah, that's right. TV. What happened in TV?
I don't know.
You
went
watch
here.
anything?
No. Hey Arnold movie came out. I didn't watch it though. I've been waiting
Ah.
forever.
And that's a movie.
And it's a movie.
But I mean,
based off
Based on
a
a TV show.
TV
Yeah.
It's
show.
a little gray area
That's
there.
Yeah, it was on TV.
But it is a movie.
Agraria.
It is.
Right.
2 hours.
You would think after 73 episodes, you'd know when to bring up what.
You're right.
So,
Is anybody here a Psych fan by chance?
Nope.
my sister-in-law is.
Psych the movie's about to come out.
I
Right.
heard that.
So hype.
People are super excited
Yeah,
for it.
can't
I
wait.
watch it.
It's so good.
I just love all these shows coming back, you know?
Yeah, man.
Is that what you love?
Would you want Firefly back if the opportunity came up now?
I don't know, man. Shepard's dead. Like, for real dead.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
The real person's dead.
Who is?
Shepard.
Oh, that's right.
Mhm.
Bruh. Forgot about that.
I mean, spoiler for Serenity,
Ooh, yeah.
technically.
Wait, no. I'm talking about the actor, not the...
yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but he doesn't have to come back if they continue after
I
Serenity.
suppose.
You also just turned it into a spoiler.
That's what I said, spoiler for Serenity.
Yeah, but if you didn't say that, it was literally just a real life
Wait, no,
fact.
he was in Serenity, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he dies at the end. Or,
Yeah.
no, halfway
I'm s-
through. What? I said spoiler. I said it like 10
I'm
times.
trying to, like, salvage out here.
I'm
in case
just
somebody's-
wondering why.
I
My
threw it
point
out
is we
there.
didn't have to.
My logic was the show could come back because his character's dead.
Hmm.
Unless they went before, but they're so older now.
This whole section makes me angry.
I'm so, you know what?
Podcast is canceled.
I don't feel bad about that.
I
What
just
if,
love
what if
Blind spoilers.
Nathan Fillion's ongoing success,
Hey, he's
Yeah.
good in everything.
especially his participation in this podcast this evening.
Yeah.
So great.
it's great?
Thank you for joining
Ah.
us.
Yeah, it's nice to have you here.
Do you think Nick? Do you think I look like him, or
Yeah.
you think
Both, absolutely.
so? All right,
No,
that's
I gotta-
fine.
I gotta pull up a picture. You guys vamp.
He also it doesn't. We don't have to vamp. We can just continue talking.
No, you have to vamp.
You don't have to vamp when there's
Vamp,
three
vamp,
people.
vamp, 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 vamp,
See,
vamp,
he's
vamp,
got
vamp,
it.
vamp,
Right.
vamp,
Can't say vamp on a podcast.
vamp. What if I have like an accent, but I'm talking about the amp? I'm like, I need the vamp.
Need to, is that
Brett, look this way.
what are you doing?
I kind of see it.
Yo, definitely.
Don't put it in my eyes.
Nathan Fillion.
But he thinks I remind him.
Mannerisms, definitely.
Definitely.
And then
I'll make that face.
visual, yo, for sure. Like, yo, if he dressed up like Mal, 100%. You could walk into like a Firefly con
I
and
mean-
people would be like,
They'd be like,
I need your
"Hey!"
autograph immediately.
I haven't shaved fully in a while. He doesn't usually have a beard.
No, he
so
never
I
has
have
a
to.
beard. He's too strikingly
I'll have to
handsome for
shave.
that.
I might be
That's-
able to. I lost a little bit of the weights. You know what I mean? I might be able to shave now.
Right.
That's the main reason I was holding on to the scraggle.
Keep growing, man. The beard's where it's at.
All right, I'll keep it on.
That's how you do it.
It's not Fillion time yet.
Mhm.
I brought some beard butter if you guys want to try that.
Did you?
Oh,
Did.
is it
Maestro's
Dr.
Classic.
Carver? Oh,
Little
even.
advertisement for the guys.
Is that what's going on here? Sorry, I just
Wow,
got
you
a
punched it. You got it, Brett.
Isn't it right?
So what does that do?
This is
Butters
beard
your
butter.
beard.
Yeah, man. It's made with like coconut oil as a base, so it's like really good for your skin. So even like short beards, it works well for. And yeah, man, just helps like moisturize a little bit. You got more of a beard? Give it a try, my friend.
Yeah, I think
He's
so.
a little,
I'm not done.
That's a nice scent. This is my particular fave. It's the Wiseman's.
The Wisemans. I got a big beard.
That's nice.
Look at this. Live, but we're not live.
Why you always say live?
Well, because it's
We
like
could have gone.
It's almost
live.
like freestyling without a microphone and then saying, "Get up on the mic." You know what I mean?
Right. Shut up.
I know that too about you.
How do you know that?
Because you hate it.
That's my throwaway line.
Oh,
So bad.
now my beard feels nice.
What's yours? You have a throwaway line?
I already said that because I just repeat myself over and over again.
Already said that. Yeah, I guess you got You gonna butter up
Yeah,
right
I'm
now?
gonna butter up.
Cool.
I need to remove my 9 pounds of jewelry.
Cool.
real
Yeah.
Cool.
Dude, you can take someone out with
Yeah.
all that jewelry.
Yeah,
You could.
keeps it real.
I started watching Runaways on Hulu.
Runaways.
Marvel's Runaways, based on the Capcom video game Mega Man.
Of course.
Wait, that doesn't seem right.
That doesn't seem right at all.
Is this how you wear this?
Yep.
Did you ever read Runaways?
No.
Samesies. Tim?
Nope.
All right, so it's based on the comic Runaways, which I know very little about.
All I know is, isn't their parents supervillains?
Bro!
Is that a spoiler?
Nah,
too?
it's in the
It's actually
trailer.
not even
It's
established 100% yet. Like
no.
we're meant to kind of think they are because, I mean, they do seem to be doing some shady business.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we are meant to think that. However, they also seem to be doing good things. So,
Yeah.
never know.
We don't
Could be
really
the
know.
old switcheroo.
Right. They do allude to that in the trailer for it.
Mhm.
But yeah, so Rach and I were just trying to try something new out the other day, and TV wise, I mean,
Yeah.
and so we tried Runaways, and it was pretty cool. I watched 2 episodes. There's only 3 on Hulu as of now, I think.
Correct.
I'm intrigued. It's like a whole bunch of characters all at once.
Mhm.
There's like, I don't know, between the parents and the kids, the first episodes establish it. First 2 episodes, you're meeting like, I don't know, like what, 18 characters or something like that. Is my math right? How many kids are there?
I
5?
think there's 5 or 6 kids.
5 or 6 kids.
And then their parents, I guess, too. So,
Times 3.
True.
I'm saying.
That sounds like a lot of characters.
It's a lot.
So is this from, or is this connected to the cinematic universe?
I was actually wondering the same.
Me too.
I haven't. I was kind of half watching when I watched the first episode and
Yeah.
most of the second. I didn't hear anything specifically that ties
Mm-mm.
it to, but
Mhm.
also nothing that.
Would break it.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
There's definitely no, unless I missed something, there's no allusion to the universe. But yeah, there's nothing that would indicate it's not, or that would make it out of sync with it.
Right.
Yeah.
And it does
Um,
have the Marvel Studios
yeah.
logo at the start.
Oh,
so.
okay.
That's
That
been
should
like
be
my
a good sign then.
I hope it is, because the way that everything's connected is my favorite part of the
Yeah.
MCU. Like,
It does have some drawbacks, but overall, I do really enjoy it.
what are the drawbacks?
I think it has like the drawback of
Moving on. Sorry, I just wanted to do that.
Wow, how rude.
I know, dude. It's
I'm out of
bad.
here.
Nah,
Yeah,
hey,
that's
come
it.
back. I'm keeping this.
Yeah, I think that like when you have to tie everything back together, like we see some creative differences from like directors and stuff. For instance, when Ant-Man was actually being made back when Phase 1 of Marvel,
Yeah.
which was like Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, Captain America, Thor, they were actually already working on Ant-Man because for those who don't know, Ant-Man was an original Avenger.
Mm-hmm.
True.
And
Confirmed.
Edgar Wright was writing that movie for
Yeah.
like
All the way
many
back
years.
then.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So he wrote most of it and was directing
Mhm.
most of it too. But because of like the release schedule and everything, it got pushed back to Phase 2.
Yep.
And then again, like because of creative differences, I think that they needed it to tonally fit in with
Mm-hmm.
the other movies, and the tone of the movie that Edgar Wright was making didn't exactly vibe with.
Which that's a major miss on their part because Edgar Wright is so good.
Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of him in that movie. I think that's why it was still so good. But I
Mhm.
would have really preferred to have seen his like full vision for that
Right,
film.
right.
Yeah.
So moving on, I think same thing. I think kind of happened with Thor. I think Thor, they really the first 2 movies, specifically the first one, and then even the second, they try to keep a bit more of a serious, theatric, almost like Shakespearean kind of element to the first 2 Thor movies, which could have been done well. I think that Tom Hiddleston, is that Loki?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Tom Hiddleston did an amazing job. He's a brilliant actor.
Mhm.
And not to take anything away from Chris Hemsworth, but I don't know if he would really be able to pull off a very serious Thor. He plays a very a comedic one very well, though. So I think with the first 2, not quite like they try to play both fields, like comedy and serious.
Yeah.
And some degree of success. Like they were good movies, but like again, they had to tie into the other films.
Yeah.
So there was like a bit of a misfire as they like, you're either doing half of each, so you're not committing to one of whole, and so it doesn't it didn't quite. You don't get the awesomeness of like a very serious, like a Dark Knight situation,
right?
But you also don't get like the full comedy of like the new Thor movie, for instance.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So with the third one, I think they really just threw out the whole idea of like trying to do both, and they just made it a straight up comedy action.
Yeah, completely.
Rocked. Like, that movie was amazing.
It's pretty solid. It's very solid.
I do like the serious Thor more, though. I just feel like it fits better for Thor, just as a story.
Well, that's exactly what I mean. When you're making these movies that all need to tie in together to the same universe, like you can't really. You can try, but it's just not going to work as well. So like a lot of like sacrifices have to be made. Same thing's happening with like the Star Wars movies. Who are the brothers that just got kicked off of that movie?
Oh, the
Han Solo movie.
Lloyd or
is it Lloyd? It's the guy from he used to work on like Clone High, which is like one of my favorite cartoons of all time. If you guys have never seen it,
that sounds familiar.
Oh my god, it is.
What was it on?
So funny, MTV actually.
Oh, okay.
And it was about all these teenage versions, teenage clones of like famous people from history. So it was like Gandhi, Abraham Lincoln.
Oh my god.
Cleopatra.
Oh, I forgot
JFK.
about that show.
All these like famous people from history, but now they're like they're clones. So they were like now they're teenagers going to high school, and every episode is set up like a high school special. Like it's like this week on a very special episode of Clone High. Like it's super melodrama, but it's so funny, and it is hilarious. So the guy that wrote that was working on it. I can't remember the name. I think it's the guys.
I can look it up while you.
I want to say that. I can't remember. I know I got this confused last time, and I don't want to misspeak. But look it up. But so they were working on a Han Solo movie, and they have a very
they were the guys that did the Lego movie?
Yes, that's what it is. Yes, and they're brothers, I think. And so they have a very like if you watch the Lego movie, you definitely know it's like a very improvisational kind of like setup with like their actors and everything.
Phil Lord,
that's right.
And Christopher Miller.
Correct. And like I think the Millers are brothers, if I'm not mistaken. So they have like a kind of like a hands-off, like fun kind of like Judd Apatow-esque kind of like setup to their filmmaking, and apparently Star Wars execs weren't feeling it, so they just got kicked off the project.
Yeah.
And now we are getting Ron Howard stepping in, which I'm
just saying, like, if you're working on Star Wars and you get kicked off, I just feel bad for
you. For sure. And
Ron Howard, though.
For sure. Super good. Arrested Development.
You've watched Arrested Development? Okay,
yeah.
Just checking.
Yeah.
Just got nervous for a second. Man.
No, I couldn't miss that one. That one's too good.
You're not wrong.
Same.
Did you feel like, we talked about it on another episode, but did you feel like the story of Thor 3 suffered at all from being overtly comic?
Like Ragnarok, specifically?
I don't think so, because the story in the first two, honestly, I didn't think was super great. I didn't dislike them, but I thought they were probably the weaker links. Like when I go back to rewatch movies, like I never go back and watch the Thor movies unless like I'm watching the whole franchise.
Right.
So with the new one, I thought that the only thing that kind of it hurt a little bit was like Odin. What happens with Odin? I don't want to say much, but I can't feel like I kind of already did. But anyway, like I feel like a lot of the story was kind of like it just moved along very quickly.
Yeah. Right.
So I guess I suppose
that was my only thing with it. Is there are a few like major things that happen that are just kind of like what?
Yeah.
Oh, this is just goofy.
Yeah.
Like
But again, I think with what they're like, I think Chris Hemsworth works better as a comedic Thor than he does a dramatic Thor. So
they leaned into that.
You play to your strengths. I think that they really knocked out the park with this. Like again, if you had Tom Hiddleston and like a more dramatic actor, like someone that could pull it off, you could have done well. But again, you'd have to basically take the Thor movies out of the MCU to make a good dark, like serious Thor movie. Again, it'd be like trying to put like the Dark Knight franchise in with the DC EU, whatever.
Yeah.
Which just wouldn't work. Like if Superman showed up in Dark Knight, you'd be like, what's going on?
Well, yeah, that's true. I wonder what it would have been like, because Tom Hiddleston auditioned for Thor originally.
Really?
Yeah. I know.
That would have been.
Imagine?
Great actor, but physically. Plus, he's just such a good Loki. Like,
so good. I can't picture him as anything else.
Right.
And clearly they nailed it. Like whoever was casting was
the
like.
The grin alone, dude. Is like,
dude, it's so
What's
good.
crazy, too, is he got, Hemsworth got hired for Thor, you know what, off of?
I don't.
He'd only done one movie prior, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Yep.
I don't even know what he did
prior. Was it Red Dawn?
Nope.
No, that was
It's
later,
so small. It's literally like the fact that he like got this part off of this is like insane.
Is it like Ryan Reynolds and Ninja Turtles 2 small?
Not
he
that
was in
small.
Ninja Turtles 2?
Yeah, you don't know?
I don't
Secret
know.
of the Ooze, Ryan Reynolds.
Who does he play?
His voice cracks me up, dude. He is, I don't know, foot soldier number 4. He literally shows up, smashes something with a baton, and is like, the rest of us must have gotten picked up. And then someone says something, and then he flips out at him, and then that's it.
That's it. That's his whole scene.
Or what does he say? He's like, we knew the junkyard was our meeting place, or something like that. He just like, I could show you the scene. It's so funny.
I'll have to see it.
And his voice is so high.
But what was it?
All right, I'll try and give you a hint. So he's only in the movie for like less than 5 minutes, I would say. But he's actually plays a very important part of the movie. Mm-hmm. And I'll give you it's at the very beginning. And then...
Is it Star Trek?
It is Star Trek.
Oh,
he was cast as Kirk's father.
Holy crap.
That's
funny.
Wow. I don't even remember that being him.
I rewatched him recently, and I was like, holy crap, I didn't know he was in it. But
Whoa.
Yeah, man.
That's insane.
He got cast off of that?
I was going to say, how do you score that first
I mean, I don't know. But like that's like at least, I mean, like, while the pivotal role, it's like not a lot of screen time, you know what I mean? So, whatever. But so like as far as I know, that was the only like feature-length film he had on his like resume, and
That's
then
funny.
got Thor.
That's funny. Those two, I feel like, came out at like the same exact
They
time.
were pretty close. Like
Yeah.
it came out shortly after. Like
Right.
yeah, I want to say Star Trek was 2009 and Thor was probably 2010 or something. But
I love that movie. The first Star Trek.
Oh, so good. Dude.
Yeah.
I'm actually watching all the Star Trek shows. Well, some of them. I just finished Next Generation in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot
It's
of
like
episodes.
175 episodes.
That's insane.
And I just started Deep Space Nine.
Your binges blow my mind. Like, they blow my mind.
I want to do binges like that, but I had to get in the right
does
mood.
binges like Nick does binges.
Yo,
It's a combination of like you making your own schedule and sleeping sometimes.
So how do you do it? Do you just get like a bunch of food and just like pound through? Like
yeah, I mean, a lot of my work is done through like social media, so I really don't have to leave the house for it and anything. And like, my pizza spot's only 2 blocks away, so
that's it.
Yeah,
Come on.
I got Google Home now,
Yeah.
so I don't even need to like touch the remote or nothing. I'm
You
just
can
like,
just be
Google Home, play Star Trek Next Generation, Netflix. It's like you got
Until
it,
it's over.
yeah, forever.
It's so crazy.
Oh, that's impressive.
So yeah, so I just started Deep Space Nine, and while I still haven't gone to watch actually the original series.
The original's pretty good. I think it holds up, mostly moral wise, like story, like at the end the theme of the episode or whatever. Like they're still entertaining, just like Twilight Zone. You know?
Yeah.
It holds up pretty well.
Yeah, my dad used to watch Next Generation when I was a kid, so that was like what I was most drawn to. So I went back and we watched all of that, and then I thought about going back first, but I just wanted to move forward because I vaguely remember Deep Space Nine too, but not really. So I just started Deep Space Nine, and then I went back and rewatched the movies. First one, so good.
So good.
The second one, I thought like they kind of tipped the scales into like a little more darker without like as much comedy, which I thought like hurt it a little bit. And then I think they did the opposite
for
on the new one,
for
like
Beyond,
got rid of all like the serious stuff.
Or
it was
not
like
Discovery. What's the name?
Beyond.
Beyond.
Discovery is the show, right?
The show.
yeah, which has been all right.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, but
it's pretty good. It's definitely I could see why traditional Star Trek fans may not be super stoked on it, but
it's not on TV, right? It's only through
the first 2 episodes, which aired at the same time, I think were on basic television. But yeah, the rest of the franchise has been on their streaming service, ABC's streaming service,
which is weird that you would have to go that extra step to promote like a whole new show for them. You know, it
for
seems
sure.
like a weird
I think
step,
that was their idea of like everyone's trying to do their own thing now. It's
Yeah.
like slowly working to like basically cable on the internet.
Yeah.
I know,
because
it's
like
so
Disney's
weird.
about to do the same thing.
Yeah. I thought they were taking their stuff off of Netflix. Oh, the end of November, so we're not
Probably
there just yet.
So and whenever Disney puts their stuff up, but I mean, there are ways around it.
Yeah.
I use websites. I got
The good
You got a guy.
sites.
I got a guy. Yeah.
We all got a guy.
I got a guy. Sometimes my guy doesn't work, and I have to watch The Flash on the CW. Dude,
So you watch the same
actually,
commercial?
no,
100
on the
times?
app. Yeah, on the
Yeah,
CW app. The commercials are ridiculous. It's like an hour and a half to watch a 45-minute episode. It's so bad.
Yo, Flash has been pretty good.
Yeah, it has been really good.
Yo, it was funny because I just started. Actually, I think I would ask you, who's your favorite Wells?
Ooh, that's a tough
Did I
question.
even answer?
Did you see the new episode? The newest episode? You guys caught up?
The Council of Wells?
Yes.
What?
Oh,
That's
shit.
pretty cool.
Oh man, I think
It was literally 1 week before I had asked people. I made a post. What's your favorite Wells? And then the Council of Wells popped up. And I was like,
they're
"Get outta
pretty
here."
cool.
I can't wait. I think I'm like 1 or 2 episodes back.
I honestly still miss the original Wells.
Who's
I'm
not
saying-
even Wells?
That's the.
I know,
said the
that's
same
the thing.
But I feel you.
But
That's,
he
it's a
had-
valid answer. It's a valid answer.
Dude,
He
it's
just
so
had
hard.
like he was just original and he felt like
I like-
the
sorry.
leader. I was just saying like the what's the word? Like the guardian of the team. You
Yeah.
know, he knew his stuff. But you're right. He wasn't technically Harrison
I
Wells.
like if you think about what's going on in his that character's mind. It's like the complexities of like raising this person that like you're basically gonna kill.
Right.
So that was pretty interesting.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I still love
HR.
HR is definitely my favorite.
HR
But
is
I also
pretty
love
cool.
Michelangelo. So
I was gonna say he's the Michelangelo of Wells's.
100%.
Actually, didn't we discuss that?
Probably,
Like
yeah.
which one's which?
Mm-hmm.
Because there were who do we have now? It's Earth 2.
Yes.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Earth 2 Wells.
yeah.
Right.
Because he got kicked out of his.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, dude, I really like The Flash. We had talked on a previous episode about how like the beginning of this season, the first episode was like kind of a like actually never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cop out. It was such a cop out. I was like, come
Basically.
on.
But it was like a cop out on something we never wanted to happen.
Yeah,
Anyways,
right,
it felt
right.
like
It's fine.
it was
It's
like
fine.
that's dumb, but I'm
Mhm.
glad you just erased whatever.
It's
Yeah.
like not quite as bad, but basically the death of Superman situation.
Right,
Right.
exactly. Yeah.
Have you guys watched that online?
The drunk history of it.
Dude,
Have
I-
you seen
no,
that?
I
that
haven't
was
seen it.
before Drunk History existed.
But
So
it's
funny.
like it's
Oh, I know, but it's just so funny. Like they basically took that concept.
yeah.
It's Bendis? No, Landis.
Max Landis, yeah.
Who is
He did
David Landis? No, Landis. He's like a famous director's son. He did like
Chronicle,
American
right?
Werewolf. Yeah,
He-
but his father is a really famous director.
Oh, okay.
He did
John Landis?
Yes, he did like the Thriller video for Michael Jackson.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
American Werewolf in London. Like he's.
Oh,
really
it's funny. I never knew those two were.
I didn't till
Like,
just now
yeah.
either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I could see the connections though.
yeah,
Makes
so his
sense.
son Max Landis is, and it's super funny too because if you watch that, he's like still looks very like an everyday person on the street, and he definitely does like an entire like drunk history of the death of Spider-Man. It's so funny, and they literally.
Superman.
Oh, sorry, yes, the death of Superman.
That's
And
Spider-Man.
they have like Elijah Wood is in it. The,
Yeah.
Foggy from.
From Daredevil?
is
Yeah.
in it. Megan Moore is in it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, it's super
So
funny.
That's
Yeah, it was
awesome.
super well done.
Mhm.
It's really
Um,
great. You'll have to watch.
yeah.
Dude, it's so funny.
But then
On
if you see
YouTube?
any interviews of him like later, he's like super like scened out or whatever. Like yo, like literally half his head shaved. His hair's like pink to the side.
Really?
Oh my God.
Yo, my man goes out there.
That's so I didn't know that.
Yo, very funny.
Nice.
He's creative for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
man,
Chronicle is
it's
dope,
so
dude.
funny.
Chronicle is probably my favorite non-comic book original superhero film.
I never saw it.
You never saw it, dude? It's solid. It's really
so
solid.
good.
Easy.
Chronicle is really good.
Do you think they'll make a sequel?
I think it's too long. Been
Yeah.
too long at this point.
Yeah.
He was working on one for a minute, but I can't remember what happened. Something went up. and
Yeah, I think there was something.
I think he can be a little difficult to work with just because like who his dad is. And
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I'm if you're watching by any means, like I'm not saying. I think I remember something.
Nick
of him,
never
like,
wants to work with you
I would love to work with you.
Wink.
Finger
under
guns.
Nick's terms and conditions.
guns.
Finger guns.
But yeah, I definitely watch that. It's really funny.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna keep watching Runaways?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that.
Well, we don't really know much about it. Yeah.
No, that was. I said what I said.
Yeah.
I just.
So they're
wanted to-
doing it. Like they didn't release all the episodes at once.
Yeah,
They're
no, they are doing week by week, which I
Yeah,
thought was interesting.
that is
I
interesting.
logged on thinking I would see everything, but
Yeah.
Hulu always does that, right? Week by week.
I don't honestly. I
I
don't
don't-
use Hulu often until recently because
Yeah.
I just got a new TV and I'm so excited, so I'm watching everything.
Hell yeah.
Dude, it's so nice. I was telling Tim how like I don't feel like I've always been like I need the best TV kind of guy, but we just got a nice one, and I'm like, yo,
doing?
like I'm trying to watch everything I've ever seen
Yep.
again. Like, so the day after we got it, I had the day off and I was just hanging out with Jazz at home. And he wanted to watch. I was like, "Look, bud, like we got Netflix on here, Hulu, like it's just all the apps are on here. It's a smart TV."
And then you threw him outside and watched Flash.
And I was like, "So I'll see you later." Dad's busy. No, he wanted to watch something. We go on Hulu. I think it was Hulu. Ninja Turtles 1, 2, and 3 are all on there. He loves the first one.
Good.
Never seen the second one. So one of the first things I got to watch was Secret of the Ooze.
Oh my
and
god!
even just watching that, like it looks like it was filmed in '92,
Yeah.
but it's like it looks so dope. I was
Yeah.
like, "This is the greatest day of my life."
Yo, I'm like, I've always been a really big person. Like, I love TV. I love movies. So I've always, like, when I move anywhere, anything, like, I always have a nice TV.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting to me to watch as our technology has advanced and stuff. More people, especially in our generation, as like millennials change shopping habits and like living habits, they I feel as though millennials are far less likely to buy TVs. I don't have any research for that, but I've gone over many friends' houses and almost none of my friends have a TV. And if
Right.
they do, it's like a tiny like 32-inch that they probably
right,
got
because
from
they
their
have
mom.
computers and their
Exactly. Most
phones.
people
Yeah.
watch either phones or on laptops
Yep.
even, right?
Right.
So so like, I mean, I I can never be that way. Like I watch, as we've discussed,
Yeah.
so much TV.
Yeah.
So that's literally, it's like one of those things where like, you pay the most for what you invest the most amount of time in. You know what I mean? Like some people, if you spend a lot of time at home, you put a lot of money into your home. If you don't, you put your money elsewhere. Some people spend a lot of time in their car, they put a lot of money into their car, So I watch a lot of TV, so I usually end up having a nice TV.
Dude, it changes everything.
Oh, real talk.
Like
I feel like I don't remember the switch between SD and HD. Like I saw it happen, but to me, I was a kid, I didn't really care. But this going from HD to 4K, I'm like,
yeah, dude.
woo! It must have been what everybody felt like during that time.
Dude,
SD to
not
HD.
me. I remember our like first DVD player. Like I was seriously like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm
dude.
making a gawking face.
Yeah.
Right
What was the first DVD you
and,
got?
Oh man,
I remember ours.
I remember I was watching with my mom though, and she literally said, she's like, I don't see much of a difference, and I was like 12. I was like, what? I was like, notice there's no tracking sliding across the screen. Like for those
can
too young
see
that
it.
don't understand, tracking is when a VHS.
I know, right?
is trying to like.
You remember tracking?
I sure do.
All right, good. Just
Yeah. I still remember.
You have
floppy
Pokemon
disks.
VHSs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Floppy disks.
That's probably like as far back as my knowledge.
Remember
Maybe-
Flappy Dunk? Floppy Dunk?
How did that come back?
Because you said. Anyways,
Television.
dude, I'm just so. I don't even want to.
Punisher?
I don't even want to be here right now.
I haven't watched it yet.
None.
None.
Oof.
No.
Unless-
It blindsided me. I just didn't expect it to come out so soon. Like I
Yo,
felt
it was supposed
like,
to come out in October actually, but because of the tragedy in Vegas, they
Right.
postponed.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they were gonna have a big premiere
Yeah,
in Vegas.
I was
or
I was at New York Comic Con, which I snuck into,
Oh,
and
nice. I wanna hear that
after I
story.
snuck into San Diego Comic Con.
Story's actually
Twice.
great. I've heard these.
Okay,
stories.
we gotta hear
And,
that after.
We'll get to them.
And they were supposed to do a big panel to like release like the thing that was like the first week of October and first weekend. And they postponed it. They replaced it with a Stan Lee appearance, which like he was supposed to be retired from.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm
So-
very surprised to
Well,
hear that.
they needed something big because the Punisher thing. But
Right.
I think it was. I understand and like I get it, but I think it would have been a nice way to like for them to step up and use that moment to kind of discuss gun violence and
Right.
stuff, as opposed to just like sliding it to the
Yep.
side. But I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been tough to like a touchy subject. So rather
would've
than like
been.
risking it, then
But it is such a big platform. Everyone was waiting to see it
Correct.
and stuff,
Yeah.
so it would have
Right.
been.
But I mean, the
Perfect.
show itself doesn't really shy away from gun violence by any means either. So
I highly
Which-
doubt it.
That is why I think it would have been good. I think that's a good point. I mean, I wouldn't put it on them because maybe they weren't prepped to like tackle something like that.
Right.
That's, that's
But-
short notice.
It is kind of like a bummer to think that it's like, oh, we can't show this yet. Because it's almost like you got to let it die down a little
Yeah.
bit, and it's like, that's kind of a weird when you think about it. But yeah, they probably weren't. That would have shifted the entire panel.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, the whole focus.
That being
but-
said, it's been awesome. I'm on like episode 11. I'm like a few episodes short.
How many are there?
13, same as usual.
Okay.
Well,
for the-
Stranger Things had 9.
well,
which
the
made me think-
Marvel
The Marvel
shows. Come on,
ones.
Right.
come on, bro.
I know.
Come
I
on,
know.
bro.
I'm just saying. Netflix
Come on, I
is
thought we're all on
weird.
the same page here, but we really need the all the basics here. I
Yeah.
can dumb it down.
This guy.
Hey, you're the pro who watches 170 episodes.
Yo,
in a- in
with
2 weeks.
with any Netflix show that I want to watch, they come out at midnight Pacific time. So I literally will go to sleep at 8 p.m.
Mhm.
Thursday night, and then wake up at 2:55 a.m. to binge every
Oh
episode.
my god,
Friday morning.
that's incredible. That's how you get the jump start on
Yo,
it, though.
absolutely. I don't
Mhm.
want no spoilers.
Right.
Right.
I don't want nothing. So
Yep.
literally by like usually like 2 p.m. Friday, I've seen every episode.
You're done. Wow.
So
That's incredible way to do
sadly, this was the only time I couldn't do it because I was actually out of the country.
it. Mm.
And I've been traveling since. But I'm
Mhm.
almost done. It's been really good, honestly. John
Yeah.
Bernthal is like hands down the best Punisher.
Dude, I
like
love John
amazing.
Bernthal.
Have you guys seen Dirty Laundry?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
so that was really good, and I
Yeah.
would have liked to have seen another Thomas Jane version
Mhm.
with like a little more serious tone than
I
it.
thought he was good.
He was pretty good. The movie itself, but
Yeah.
like he was a good Punisher.
Yeah.
But Bernthal with how they're playing him, so good.
Mhm.
He's
He was
unbelievable,
basically
dude.
Punisher in Walking Dead season
Pretty
1.
much,
So,
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, he kills it. I think that the tone of the show is super good. The violence is, I mean, good if you're into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
very graphic, and like you really get a sense of like the torment that Punisher's dealing with.
That's what I expect with it. Like they won't hold anything back, you know. And they even had some sprinkles of that in Daredevil. You know, they told his story and
Yeah.
like set him up. So I was very excited to see how this was going to come
Yeah,
out.
honestly, this is I think the most realistic kind of because like all the other shows have either like Daredevil has he's still wearing a mask and there's like the hand and stuff. It's like a little bit fantasy obviously, but like not too bad. And you got Jessica Jones and like still again pretty serious, but like a little bit of fantasy again.
She's superhero.
Luke Cage is like superhero
Yep.
again. Iron Fist same thing. So this is really the first like real show. Like nothing in the show happens that couldn't realistically happen.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
And there's
That's
definitely
interesting.
something to it that like it feels more gritty. It feels more real. It feels rated R, honestly, compared to everything else. It hits hard for sure.
Yeah. All right, 2 questions on Punisher. One is it as violent as Daredevil? Because I thought the first Daredevil was the most violent we've seen thus far. With the mostly with the Kingpin.
With the door.
True, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean it gets pretty violent. It's not. There's not quite as much if memory serves like hand to hand. I mean he's used a lot of guns and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not quite as like there are definitely some like hand to hand combat though and like pretty brutal stuff. So a lot of gun deaths though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Second question. Can you rank them?
The Punisher actors?
No, all the
shows.
Yeah.
Are we splitting Daredevil into season 1 and season 2 or together?
I don't know. How do you guys feel about that?
I normally separate them.
I do too.
I don't know if that's fair though.
Why not?
Because it's the same show.
He's the only one who got 2.
I know, which further makes it unfair, I think.
Oh, I guess it is the same show.
Well, because
I haven't thought about it like that. To me, I almost think of them like...
that's true, because if you were to do it with other shows, you wouldn't
like
say Arrow
season
season 1 is better than Flash season 3, like you would
regardless
just say.
of
I guess that's true.
Arrow's like
That does
second
make
season
sense.
being okay, the rest of it's garbage.
Why is this such an epiphany?
Have we never
I've thought of it like that.
I guess it is the same.
I
mean, it's
They're
both called
Daredevil. I just made a fake point that Tim was actually just realizing.
Wow.
It's almost like all the same characters in the second one, too.
They come back.
I guess I've been thinking of them like the Marvel movies. Like, I literally refer to Daredevil season 2 as Daredevil 2. Like, I say that all the time.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. I guess you don't have to split them up.
Changed
Damn,
my
you
whole
just
life.
changed the whole game. All right, rank the shows. Daredevil's one show.
All right.
The rules are
Within-
each show is one show.
All right. My other question is always with these kind of lists. Are we talking favorite, like personal favorite, or bests?
Best.
Best. So what I would think is the best. Okay. Iron Fist is number 1, bar none. I'm kidding.
Well.
I'm kidding. It's definitely in the bottom. It's not even on
Which
the
is a
list.
shame. It had potential. I think
Yo,
anyways.
I wish it was just about Ward the whole time.
Ward killed it.
Ward was my favorite part.
Great character. All right. So
Good shows,
good shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's say.
That number 1 spot, though.
I know.
Could go backwards.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go backwards. So
All right,
we'll
yeah.
start with Iron Fist
What
for
are there,
sure.
6 now? 5?
Yeah, Defenders.
And
yeah.
then
6?
I'll
Who you
probably
said?
say 6, because there's 4 main ones: Defenders and then Punisher.
And Daredevil. season
Iron
2.
Fist.
So Iron Fist on the bottom. I would probably say Defenders
I kind of back that.
5. Then I'd probably say we're saying best. Okay. So same list so far. Probably go with
It's a tough one right here.
it is.
Determine the rest of your list right here.
I'm gonna say Luke Cage.
Oh!
I know that hurts me because I want to love it more than I do.
Yeah.
But
I might switch
Listen,
personally Defenders
listen.
and Luke.
if
Hold
they
up. We're not at your list
I know,
yet,
just
bro.
saying.
if they made Cottonmouth the villain the whole series,
I'm
Yep.
saying.
way higher. Okay.
Yeah.
What was the Copperhead? No. What was
Cottonmouth.
no. What was the second villain?
Oh,
Diamondback.
Diamondback.
He was not great.
I got you.
And
I forgot about
so
it.
yeah, and honestly, the choreography I wasn't super hype on
The
with.
fight choreography?
I
in
thought it
Luke
was-
Cage.
It was
Yeah, I
garbage.
Right.
Yeah.
So those two
Okay.
things,
I mean, I'm
especially coming off
overstating,
of
but
Daredevil,
yeah.
so
100%.
because of those two things specifically. Otherwise, I love the show. I love the style,
Me
the
too.
soundtrack, everything. Like
Yeah.
personal fave, it's probably higher, but like if we're talking like all around best product,
Yep.
I'm gonna put it above
Nah, I can
Defenders.
back that, yeah.
So so that's Punisher left, Jessica Jones, and Daredevil. All right, so I'm gonna say.
Yeah, those 3 are tough. This is a good problem to have. Those 3 shows.
I mean, all right, I haven't finished Punisher yet.
True.
And it's still really new, so like, it's hard to place that quite yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna still say, I really like Jessica Jones as my number 1 spot. To be honest, I'm gonna
Really?
jump the top,
Yo,
Number
curveball.
1.
I'm putting my hand down.
and then I guess I'll say Daredevil and then Punisher.
So Punisher 3.
Punisher 3, Daredevil 2,
2.
Jessica Jones number 1.
But this list is like, it's only because the other ones are so good. It's like one of those
True,
lists,
yeah, my even my bottom spot, Iron Fist. Like I still enjoyed the show. I had
Yeah.
a lot of complaints about it. Like
Yeah.
I haven't rewatched it yet, but
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I wasted my time with it.
Right.
It just could have been better. We're not, it's not it's not
Bless
DC
you.
bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's very true. That is very true.
We moving into that now?
I did want to hear the Comic-Con story.
Oh,
We can
okay.
do that anytime.
Yeah.
I want to hear it right now. It's driving
That's
me
fine.
nuts.
It's kind of the same story for the San Diego and the New York. Like, to be honest, it's just so many people. Like, it's, I think, I want to say 160,000 people in attendance that have passes to go in and out at will.
Got it.
So pretty difficult to keep track of. So, like, I literally just, like, walked up and, like, waited for a good moment, and I just slipped through the security.
And that was it.
Yep. Like, once you're in, like, once you're past security, like, no one's ever looking at you.
Yeah,
again.
they're not going to look for a badge or anything you put in your bag.
I will. Funny story though, like kind of on the back of that. So so here's the thing: your options once you're in there, though. Everyone is wearing a lanyard. That's like pretty obvious. It's a pretty good sized lanyard. It has all the information on it, whatnot. So your options once you're in there are basically walk around without a lanyard, which runs the risk of somebody noticing you don't have a lanyard and then asking. But that leaves you like plausible deniability. Be like, oh, I've lost it. I'll have to go find it. I'm sorry. And like, now the other option is having a fake lanyard. You have no plausible deniability. You clearly are wearing a fake lanyard.
If they look at it, they'll be like, what is this?
So day one, I had no lanyard. I was just walking around. No one said boo. No one saw me.
Yeah.
Everything was fine.
Nice.
Second day, I had a lanyard. Still, no one really said much. Like, again, once you're in, there's so many people, costumes, people worry about stuff. Like, no one's saying boo to anybody, honestly. But I was like trying to. So I was working with this Maestro's Classic crew, and we were basically we're like a beard care company, and so we were there for them. Like, they kind of brought us out there to kind of like street team it, basically. We were gonna go like legally, like with tickets and stuff, but they were sold out. We literally were registered. We were in the waiting room trying to buy tickets. They sold out too fast. I was like, fuck it, I'm going in anyway.
Yeah.
So I snuck in, and then the rest of literally we had like 6 guys sneak in, and like
that's incredible.
3 of them are like big dudes. Like I'm a skinny 5'8", like not pretty, I'm recognizable, I would say, but like small. I can like duck ropes pretty easily.
Go around.
Yeah. Disappear in a crowd pretty quick. These guys are like big bodybuilding dudes.
That's incredible.
Snuck in, no problem. There was like 6 of us.
And you were promoting things.
Yeah, we were walking around with like cards and stuff, just handing them out.
That's insane.
Yeah, definitely a big no-no.
Yeah.
So
that's funny.
So we so second day we were really trying to make a splash. We're trying to like make the whole trip worthwhile, like one big like gift or something. I had tried to get over to see the Justice League actors. They were all there on Saturday, and so they were up in this like area that basically it was like a roped off section, a big table with like all the Justice League actors up on it, and like normally this area would probably hold about, I don't know, at least 100 people, I would say. But it was all sectioned off, and only I think the press was allowed in there, so it was maybe like 15 people in this. There was a lot of empty space here, but then around that empty space or around the ropes, mobs of people trying to see the Justice League, right? And then like behind the table, behind like the wall, so you couldn't quite see it, there was an actual line of people that were going to get to come and meet like the Justice League and get stuff signed for like the hour. But to get in that line, you had to like have like a special bracelet with like a special lanyard and like be in that line, etc. So I'm like looking, and I see Jason Momoa up there who's got a burly ass beard, and I'm like, yo, I want to get this man some beard butter. Like, that will make the trip so worth it, right? So I'm like looking, and I'm like peeking into this like roped off section. Now, one thing that you should like know when you're sneaking to places you're not supposed to be is like you don't want to draw any unwanted attention to yourself. Sneaking into a section that is already not for people to be in.
On top you already stuck in.
Right. So really, I'm not supposed to be anywhere in here. And now I'm trying to sneak into this very.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So you're in the orange
slipping
section,
beard
now
butter.
you're in red. Like you're
slipping
in
beard
danger.
butter to Aquaman.
Right.
Not
So yeah, this is vital.
Does that work underwater?
We'll see, man. It does. It does last a bit, quite a while. So I'm like sitting by the rope now. It's almost impossible to even get to the ropes to get into the space. But there was a big advertisement blocking one section, so you could literally walk right up to the rope, but you couldn't see anything because the ad was in the way.
Right.
So no one was standing there. So at this point, I could get right up to the rope, and I'm just like kind of looking around. All the security is looking out at the crowd, so no one's really looking into the section because really they have to worry about the crowd.
Right.
So I'm like waiting for my moment, and then 2 guys that were working the event come up and slip under the rope, and I literally just followed right underneath them. And so I just walked in behind them. I just ducked the rope with them and walked in. We walked like into the little press area, and then like they stopped a little ways in, like when they could see the table, and then I just like kept walking. Like one of them kind of looked over his shoulder, but I just kept walking and like didn't look back, and everything was gravy.
That's all you need is confidence.
What?
So at this point, I'm now in the section, right?
Yeah.
And now I should have known I was in a costume at this point, which probably gave me away because the press isn't dressed up like anything.
Right.
So people are already kind of like eyeing me, but no one's really saying boo. No one knows who's supposed to and not supposed to be there unless they're actual security.
Right.
There's no security in the section. All the security is outside of the section right now.
So you're in costume, you said?
I was in costume. costume. Yeah, I made one specifically for the Maestro's class. So I had like a bandana on my face and stuff like that. So I'm in there, and now I'm probably like from me to the camera away from maybe like twice as far from me to the camera away from Aquaman.
Okay.
And I'm
That's
like
pretty close.
I'm pretty close, right? And I'm like trying to figure out if I can like find my way into that line, but like literally it's like they're only sending one person at a time. You have to have a special bracelet and obviously the lanyard that says you're supposed to be at the event at all.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't think I can sneak in over there. And I was like, maybe I could just like make a dash for the table. And I was like,
my God.
That doesn't sound. So while I'm putting together a plan, this guy comes up who's not security, but like was eyeing me. And he's just like, hey, you supposed to be here? And I was like, yeah, I'm here with Jeff. And I kind of just point down the line a little bit. And the guy just kind of turns back and is like, the guy with the hat? And I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, okay.
What?
Holy crap.
Yo, confidence.
I can't believe you pulled that off.
So he fucks up, and I'm just like chilling there, sweating bullets, trying to figure out what to do. So I'm still trying to put a plan together to get this beard butter to my man Jason Momoa. And I'm seriously like 10 feet away, and I'm like, oh, I just want to get up there. And then like I'm probably in the section for like 5 minutes before like an actual security guard comes up to me this time. And now I am sweating because I have a fake lanyard on this point. The lanyard has like a "Do you know the power of Jesus" like pamphlet in it or something like that. Like it was just something I found on the floor that I stuffed in there. So my man's like, "Are you supposed to be here?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, see, I got this pass." And I'm like flipping it over and over so he can't quite see what it is.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yes, you're not supposed to be in this section." I was like, "Okay, bye." And I just like dove into the crowd away from that dude before he realized it wasn't even a regular pass. And I fucking just ran.
Oh my God.
So close.
That was
I'm surprised you didn't like lob the butter towards him. You know, like here you go.
But I did get it to Robert Kirkman by the end of the day. So
nice.
Yeah, I saw him and Todd McFarlane do a panel.
No way.
Where they literally just like ripped on DC and Marvel like the entire time. It was really funny.
Yeah, I guess
they are unabashedly anti-Marvel and
really?
DC.
Yeah. Well, Todd McFarlane worked for Marvel for a minute, right?
Yeah. He like made like their late 80s and 90s. Man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
I'm surprised.
That's right.
Would say anything bad about him then, if he already worked with him.
Oh no. Well, they have nothing good to say really because like, well, for starters, Marvel didn't compensate them well enough for their product. That's why they left and made Image to begin with.
Yeah.
So like that, they left with really bad taste in their mouth. Them and Liefeld, obviously, and so yeah, they all like left in it, and then ongoing with their business, they were literally just like, I don't understand why anybody would go work for this company. Like, if you go and you create, for those who don't know, if you create a character while working for Marvel or DC, or create anything while working for them, it's the property of Marvel and DC.
Makes
so
sense.
like literally like, even DC like Joel Shuster and the creators of Superman pretty much died penniless because they had no money.
Man, that sucks.
So a lot
even
of
that far back, huh? Like,
oh yeah, well back then, like
they
especially
weren't making much anyway.
Yeah, they weren't making a whole lot to begin with.
Yeah.
But obviously we know where they are now. But yeah, like it literally took years and years of litigation to even get like their names on the property as like. So yeah, it was really sad. So all the in the 80s and 90s, like things were really popping off the comic books, and really it was like these like rock star of like Liefeld, McFarlane. There's one other person I think for sure that they left with.
Jim Lee?
Yes, I think.
He did Wildcats and stuff like that.
And so they all left, started Image, and now still to this day, if you go make comic books at Image, you own 100% of your characters.
That is so cool.
Like if they take a percentage of sales to like produce the books, and they'll carry it. But like you own. So like if they call, like they want to make a movie about Spawn or Walking Dead, like you are in the control seat. You control everything. You get the money. Like. So they were literally like, why would anybody ever go to Marvel and DC?
Just the name, I bet, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean,
to work there,
absolutely.
But Image for sure. That's the way to go.
Well, I mean, I feel like you see it in there. Like I've always loved Image. Image was like Spawn was pretty much what got me into comics like early on, and I feel like you always see that kind of like creator's edge in the like whenever I see a new book from Image, I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely want to read that.
Well, again, I think the same, to go back to a previous topic, it's with Marvel for the most part, anything you create has to fit into the bigger pantheon. You know what I mean? It has to fit in.
Yeah.
So like with Image, like it's entirely yours.
Yeah.
So it's again, we go back to like the movies and stuff. Like it's great with like obviously I love Marvel and that everything's connected. It's awesome. It creates a bigger picture.
Yeah.
But there is some drawbacks to that because like everything does have to fit that same picture.
Yeah, that's
Whereas
true.
Image, you can like make anything you want. Like there's no restrictions, there's no tie-ins that don't need to be there. So it's really, that's what I really loved about the Ultimate Universe when they were doing Ultimate Comics. That was, I thought, such a smart idea. I wish it had stayed longer because it was really cool.
Yeah, that's true. I just want to read a bunch of comics now.
Yeah, man. Did you know they're making a new Spawn movie?
Yeah, I can't
Tom
wait.
McFarlane is like directing, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Which I'm curious about.
I am too.
Has he directed anything before?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think he
no.
directed a music video, if I remember the panel correctly.
A couple Korn videos, I think.
Yeah, I
actually,
think so. And
but
like somebody
So he
else.
could have the eye.
I mean,
power,
the visual I think he's got. Obviously, like to do
Yeah.
comic books, you're basically making storyboards. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
like,
like,
you saw the spirit, right?
right, exactly.
I'm just saying.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah. So
Not
we'll
good.
see. But
They gave
also,
Frank Miller some. Anyways,
wait, are you one of the people that has not read Invincible?
I have not read it.
Oh,
I've read a lot by Kirkman. I've not read Invincible.
have you read it?
I don't even know what it is.
Oh,
It's
guys,
Yeah.
Invincible is like, if you like superheroes at all, it's hard to explain, but it's literally like learning about superheroes for the first time again. It just takes it. It's not even like he's like subverted the superhero genre at all.
Mm-hmm.
He just did it in a really awesome way. Like
That's
it's
what
like,
he does with everything.
Yeah.
Kirkman's like the king of taking a concept you know about
Yeah.
and have heard a million times and just ripping it apart and making
That's not
it.
the wolf one, is it? The werewolf?
No,
He did do that, though. Okay.
Invincible's, but yeah,
Yeah.
but that's the same thing.
Invincible that werewolf character started in Invincible, I'm pretty sure.
And then
okay.
Invincible shows up in.
I'm sure, yeah.
It's the Astounding Wolfman,
yes.
That's what.
which
yeah, I read
that story is werewolves and vampires,
Right.
But it's done in a way you've never seen.
Yeah,
before.
and so that's the thing, man. It's like you read Invincible, man, and it's like so like I'm a super big superhero fan. Like I have my whole right arm is covered in superheroes. Like I just love the lore of like good guys and bad guys. I love superpowers. Like I've just always been drawn to it since I was a little kid.
We're not that into it.
Yeah, I figured.
Sounds pretty lame.
Not a fan.
And if you know, I mean, I've been reading comic books for years. I've been watching the cartoons, and movies, and so like even like the new stuff that Marvel comes out with, it can be very unique. It's super interesting. Like the plot lines they still have coming out are cool. But there's just something about Invincible that was like so fresh. Like, because a lot of times, even with like Image and stuff, like you go to try to read some of their superhero stuff that isn't Marvel. And it just never quite grabbed me the same way that like a Spider-Man comic did or whatever. And it might just be a bias because like, I'm familiar with these characters already.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've rarely read a superhero comic from another company that I liked. Like even DC, I don't really mess with that much.
Yeah.
Like I've always loved Marvel. But reading Invincible, like I'd read Walking Dead and my friend was like, yo, check out Invincible. And I was like so hooked. It's amazing. They're currently working on a movie, I think.
Are they?
Directed
Cool.
by Seth Rogen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It actually, for some reason, doesn't surprise me that Seth Rogen and Robert Kirkman would work together.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but something about that makes a lot of sense.
But
to me.
I would definitely recommend everybody go read it beforehand if you can.
Is it finished? Are they still working on it?
To be honest, I fell off of comics a little while ago just for budgetary reasons. But
That's pricey.
yeah, man. I feel like it was coming to an end. I feel like it was coming to an end. But yeah, it was just so good. Like just the art's really dope. The story is fantastic. Yeah, I would highly recommend anybody who likes superheroes at all, and even those who might not, like, might really like this story because it's just
Image is
well
the
done.
jam.
All I need it is in like a graphic novel like format, and
Yeah.
I'll crush through it.
They
you know?
have like
Oh,
the
yeah.
omnibuy.
Om-
Just like
Omnibus.
that's how I'm
Omnibus,
reading Walking Dead.
Yeah.
I need to finish the third one because I actually kind of don't want to catch up on the show until I finish the third one.
Yeah, because at this point they're starting to like
They're
go
getting to
past.
where I fell off.
Yeah.
Like I fell off around the like Negan era.
Yeah.
And
same actually.
so it felt because I thought they were gonna end it soon, honestly.
Yeah.
but
But the show or the comic?
the comic when I was
Okay.
reading it, and I was like, I was just kind of, I don't know, I had read it like nonstop until that point, so I was kind of like, I'm gonna jump off for a minute.
Yeah.
But
I think that's one of the best things to do is like stay off for a while, because then when you get back into it, it's
Right.
like you can just
exactly.
let you fly through it, you know?
Yeah.
So I only read up to the second omnibus of Walking Dead. Yeah.
You finished the second one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So which I think was the very, very start of Negan, like
Yes.
like
Yeah.
barely.
I
Just
don't remember
the,
if I finished Negan. I definitely got to him, and honestly, I liked Negan better in the comic books than the show.
Well, what I think they do a lot with him after where I stopped. Like,
Yeah.
there's his first arc, which is long and like it's really good.
In the comic.
Yeah,
Mm.
but then like I think his second one. I mean, it's all speculation.
so
but
he doesn't die.
I mean, maybe at this point.
But do you think? I mean, I think that Jeffrey Dean Morgan, is that his
Yeah.
name?
Yep.
I think he does a great job as an interpretation. But of the two, I really prefer the comic. And maybe that's just how I read him in my own head.
Mm-hmm.
But like, honestly, I always read him as more of like a Stifler, like literally if like Stifler from American Pie
Oh yeah,
was
100.
like an
yeah.
evil badass. Like
Right.
that's who Negan was. And like Jeffrey Dean Morgan kind of plays him, but like there's something, and I know they can't do it because of censorship and stuff, but like he swears a lot in the comic book.
Yeah.
And I really liked that about the character.
He almost seems more childish in the comic book.
Yo, for sure, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
the way
the
more
thing that's
childish than the way Jeffrey Dean Morgan plays
he's
him.
a little bit too he's just way smoother.
Yeah,
like,
way smoother.
I like him as
that's
a
what I'm
villain,
saying. He
but
did a great job. Great interpretation, but of the two, I definitely prefer the
different version.
Mm-hmm.
You want to jump into movies?
Yeah, we do.
We're talking about comics anyways. That's a solid transition.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
All right.
Ooh, let's go to the movies.
I can't believe how long that goes on
That is
for.
a long one.
I wonder if they can hear it on the mics.
Probably not. It's just gonna be long, awkward silence. All right. Before we do the thing, we're definitely gonna do. Do you think there are any good video game movies?
I recently rewatched and still love the Mario Brothers movies.
Really?
The first one.
Really?
I mean, not as a good interpretation. I mean, actually, it is a good interpretation of the Mario Brothers, if not only for like, how did you start with A and get B?
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, really? What were you on?
Yeah.
When you wrote that?
It is about what it should be, I guess.
Yo,
It goes so haywire. It like doesn't even make sense. It is
to be fair,
enjoyable though.
Oh, very enjoyable.
Yeah.
To be fair, I mean, the story of Mario is pretty out there to begin with.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And I recently read a little bit too. The guy that wanted to do it literally like went to the Nintendo office and like went there every day for 7 days to meet with the guy to like get the rights to do it. Like he really wanted
to
this
do the
project.
movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Needless to say, Nintendo has not been back to the last
Since then,
They nailed it on the first one. Never have to touch that again.
Yeah, we've
like,
done
we
it.
did it. It's top.
You ever see the Double Dragon movie?
Yo,
See it?
I have.
A Bobo?
Bobo, dude. Yeah, man.
I would
Yo.
see that. Sounds
You gotta-
good though.
I can't imagine what it's like watching. If you were to watch it right now for the first time, I was like, I must have been 11 or 12. I used to watch it at my dad's house. It
Yeah,
was like
man.
one of the VHSs that, like, my dad had like 3 or 4 VHSs that when I would go and stay with him on the weekends.
Oh yeah,
I'd
we
rewatch those.
were looking for those movies. It's Bloodsport.
Oh yeah.
That was one of them. And then I think we watched Double Dragon like very little.
Did we?
Because I mean, you fell asleep instantly.
we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember it though. I want to see it.
It has
though.
a very like
It's ridiculous.
very low budget, not even remotely close to as good, and it's like almost embarrassing to list it, but like kind of similar tone as Fifth Element.
Okay, that's an
Wow, you're
interesting
not wrong.
stretch.
Like it's like that,
I'll
like it's just
watch
like
it.
out there, goofy, like everything. Like this is before CGI for the most part.
Yeah.
There's a little CGI in there with
They
the
should-
shadow
probably
stuff.
should- oh, so
God.
bad.
Yeah, man, it's
Dude, that era of CGI is like
Beautiful.
irreparable.
so good.
And that movie pretty much had the production of like an episode of Saved by the Bell.
Yeah,
It's like,
accurate.
Was it like Power Rangers?
Yeah.
No, with less budget.
Yeah.
Much less
Okay.
budget.
It's
Wow.
like, dude,
I want to watch it. I
Solid.
I
Super
like
solid.
those cheesy 90s.
No, definitely would say Mario first though. Just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
the creativity alone really
Yeah.
is so good.
Yeah, it does. It goes crazy, but it is, like I said, it's entertaining throughout the whole Mario Brothers. Anyways,
Yeah.
it's entertaining, and you're like, what am I watching
Yeah,
here? Like
that
every
is-
5 minutes, something insane
It
happens.
was interesting that they didn't go with Peach as the princess in that though. They
I
went
know.
with
Daisy.
Mhm.
Right. I remember being like, who's that?
Right.
Like I don't think I understood who Daisy was
I didn't
until
know
like
until
way later.
recently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think Rampage is maybe going to be,
You think it'll be good?
I mean, relatively speaking, I don't think it's
Well-
like, I think it'll be enjoyable.
What about what was that most recent one that was like somewhat good?
Assassin's Creed.
Yes,
Did you see it?
I did.
Oh, we haven't seen it.
We haven't seen
Oh.
it.
We heard really bad reviews, which is not why we haven't seen it. We just haven't watched
Right.
it yet.
I
We thought that was going to be like the
The
best.
end
I was
all,
like,
yeah.
it's got Fassbender.
yeah, right.
Like,
it has
Safe bet.
potential.
To be honest, it just didn't hold my attention very well. But at least it wasn't like a corny bad, like the way every other one has been.
Yeah,
It
it's not
wasn't
like House of the Dead or
right.
Blood
Like they
Rain
took it
or-
very seriously. It just, to be honest, I guess I've never played the video games to be
Mhm.
honest.
Mhm.
So I came in kind of fresh, and actually, it even has like one of my favorite actors. Wow, I'm definitely gonna forget his name
Wow.
right now. Though.
Yeah, you
He
must,
must be
a
your
huge
favorite.
fan.
Yeah, I know. The guy from like Boardwalk Empire and
Oh,
guy with the big scar on his face.
Yep.
I'm totally blanking though.
Oh, what's his name?
He's Omar in The Wire. The Wire?
I didn't see the
The
Wire.
greatest television show ever made.
I know everyone
Wire?
says that.
Ah,
Everyone
excuse
says
me.
that.
Jeremy Irons,
The Wire?
The Wire.
No, not Jeremy.
Brendan Gleeson.
Michael Kenneth Williams.
That guy right there.
So he was in it, and Fassbender. Both are two like of my favorite actors right now. So yeah, it didn't hold my attention very well. To be honest, I don't remember it well. I was like late when I started it. I think I watched like half of it and then fell asleep and then watched the other half later.
Yeah,
but it wasn't
barely
abysmal.
counts.
Yeah.
It wasn't like unwatchable.
So now I'm curious about that, because to me, I think Mortal Kombat's right now the best video game movie.
No way, Resident Evil. Resident Evil is
it's
so
not.
good.
All right, so he thinks Resident Evil's best, because like here's our options: Tomb Raider, the other Tomb Raider, any UA Bowl.
Wait, no, they're both part of the same series, so it's just.
No, they're movies. How do you say Uwe Bowl? Yule
Bowl.
Yule Bowl?
I always say Uwe Bowl.
Whatever.
No, it's Yule Bowl.
Any of his movies.
How stupid do we sound?
Dude,
and
that Blood Rain movie though.
God, no.
Nah.
Alone in the Dark?
Nah.
Classic.
House of the Dead.
Oh, my God.
Yo, did you see that? That friggin' techno music
game?
video in the middle?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The transitions with it's such garbage.
Yo, I'm sticking with original answer Mario, the very first one.
Might be. All right, I got to
That's-
rewatch it.
Yo, that
I gotta
movie.
rewatch it.
When was the last time?
I was probably
Rewatch,
11.
dude. Like it is.
I'll rewatch it.
I watched it the past year. but-
Okay, like it definitely is the so bad it's good kind of thing, but like the level of like creativity and not just the plot but like production,
Yeah.
it's all there, man. Like it is a bad movie, but it's like it's an accomplishment. Let's
All
put it
right.
that way.
Yeah. All right.
Like Mortal Kombat. Like I wouldn't say it's accomplishment. Like it's fun to watch for sure. It's all right. I enjoy it. But like when you go watch Mario and give me a call because it's really great.
It is very surprising how entertaining it is.
Mortal Kombat is.
Mortal Kombat's all right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, the
good.
reptile fight.
It's cool. It's got a great soundtrack. It's good. But
Yo, soundtrack though.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, it's so
Keep
good.
naming all the
Test
characters.
your might. Yeah, I know.
Liu Kang.
Oh, it's so great.
Oh,
All right, let's talk about a movie.
okay.
Justice League.
Hold
Are
up.
we ready?
Yeah, we're ready to do that. But here's how I want to intro it.
All right.
I feel like trailers go on forever.
Oh yeah, they do for sure.
I hate trailers.
You
I
hate
love
them?
trailers.
I
Tim
like.
can't stand them. He
I
avoids
used to like them, and I used to love going to the movies just for trailers. I was like, okay, I'll leave. I don't want to see the movie, just the trailers. But just in recent years, I feel like I've been spoiled. I've been burned too bad. Like Thor. We talked about it with Thor Ragnarok.
If you didn't know it was Hulk,
How much better would
true.
that
I mean,
be?
he's on the posters and everything.
Yeah.
But if you didn't know,
Yeah.
and I thought about it because when you're watching it, the whole time they're like alluding to the Great Warrior or whatever they're calling him, the
Yeah.
Challenger, or I forget.
Champion. Yeah.
The champion, yeah. And the whole time, like,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's like, guys, what are we being discreet about?
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
but if you
That's
didn't
true.
know, that
That's
moment
true.
would have been like, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that would have been nice. But I feel like it would have hurt their bottom dollar if they did not
Promote
post
Hulk.
that Hulk was going to
Yeah,
be in it.
yeah.
Like that was a big selling point, I think, for a lot of
Because a lot of people have been waiting for a Hulk movie. So
Exactly.
and which
Bro,
And for those
everybody's
that
gonna
don't
go see it.
know, they pretty much ripped off the Planet Hulk.
Yeah,
story
absolutely.
for
It's the
Thor.
they did in this movie what they did with Batman vs Superman, where
Mixed
it's
two
essentially
stories.
two stories smashing into each other.
Yep.
And they kind of
Well, yeah, but they
crisscross
also
right.
reversed the character, like everything that happened to.
Thor happened to Hulk.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah. In Planet Hulk. Did you ever see? I saw the movie. I didn't read the comic, but I saw the
Comic was
animated.
actually better, I thought.
Is this
Yeah, I bet
Justice League right now?
Well, you know, we want to get people happy before they get sad.
Really?
I
All
guess.
right, here's how I want to do it. Ready? I'm gonna say the title of a movie.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna go from Nick to Tim. You just give me a yes or a no. Ready?
If it's good or bad, like,
Just a yes or a no.
okay.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
We're gonna lead up to what we're about to talk about.
Yep.
Just so we know where everybody stands.
Yes.
Man of Steel.
Cautious, yes.
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 Okay. Batman versus Superman.
No.
Finger guns. I'm a yes.
Extended cut, yes.
Okay, we got these
Why would you
qualifiers over here.
elongate that punishment?
Suicide Squad.
No.
No.
No. I do have the extended version. Did you see that one?
No. Again, why would I want to elongate this?
I feel like there's
torture?
potential
Hold
in
up.
these extended versions.
Absolutely not.
Wonder Woman.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now we can talk about Justice League.
You didn't forget any?
Nah, I think that's all.
Yeah, I think that's it.
We got Man of Steel like 12 years ago. Then eventually they were like, okay, let's make another one with way too much in it.
Remember when they were gonna try and put Justice League out like right after Avengers?
Yeah.
like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I literally I constantly forget about Man of Steel. And I literally, when did it come out? Like
I'm gonna say 2010.
I would say that might be pretty good.
2013.
Wow,
Okay.
way off.
But then when was the next one? When was Batman vs Superman? Like last year?
2016, right? That's Suicide Squad.
Yeah, it was last year. So they came out with one. What did I just say?
3 years apart.
And then they came out with like four.
Yeah.
So
well, they had Marvel's schedule is crazy.
It is
It's
crazy,
madness.
Especially with their TV and everything too, man.
Did you see the extended Black Panther trailer though?
The second one?
I don't know. I saw it when we went to see Justice League the other night.
It had more
and it was,
footage
like,
than all the last ones. Anyways,
so good, and the
Can't wait.
soundtrack, and like, oh,
Yeah, man.
I can't.
it's gonna be
wait.
pretty
So
cool.
It's gonna be hard to stay on track about Justice League, apparently.
Yeah, 'cause there's just way better things to talk about.
So like, all right, we all saw it.
Yeah.
How do we start? What are we talking about here?
Are you gonna give us the yes or no on it?
I don't know. We could do it that simple, or we could just talk about
I'll
it.
start with a big no.
Okay, I'll go
Ooh.
yes.
I'll go yes.
All right.
All right, I'm not like an adamant no.
Yeah.
I'm not. I guess I might even go like cautious yes again, maybe.
All right, let me throw this out. What's funny? You had posted something before it came out, and it was so, dude, I was dying when you posted it because
Yeah.
the reviews that were coming out were legitimately the first line of one of them. I don't even know who it was from, but like legitimate sources trying to justify Justice League.
Oh my god.
The first line was Justice League is okay with an exclamation point. Like, guys, we've done it.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like,
Another one literally said Justice League is fine. I was like, that's what you like.
like whoever puts that out, like
It's fine.
if that's your highest praise, like
that was adequate. I
like-
had an okay
it
time.
it felt like I forget
They
we were
weren't wrong.
we were going back right. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. It was the most accurate review.
Yep.
I'm like, hey, it was fine. I just like you'd never see that review about anything. It was weird to me. It was literally like they were trying to say like, I guess keep making movies. Maybe we'll get another Wonder Woman sometime. Like
Yeah, I said it was like what
like when you listen to your friend's music
yeah,
and you're like, good energy.
good energy. You did that thing.
Yeah. You definitely made this.
Yo, I love when you spit water at the crowd.
Oh, that's real. That happened. Yeah, so that's my point, I guess, is those reviews were like pretty
on.
accurate.
Spot
It was
on.
like, it's fun.
Can we talk about how like we're gonna get an entire Aquaman movie when they needed to be in an air bubble to talk?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes! I bet they'll retcon it. They'll just like be like, "Yeah, we don't need it."
Wait,
anymore.
well, first let me ask who that girl was. Was she a Amazonian?
No.
She was an Atlantean.
Yeah.
Then I don't know what was going on there.
Yeah, but it seemed like he wasn't
Right to the
part
heart.
Yeah,
of
but like,
any of that.
but why do they need to be in air to talk if they live underwater? Is that like going to be the whole movie? Is like
Seriously,
All
are they
air
going to be
bubbles.
not in water at all? Like
The
just-
script is 3 pages long. We're not going to hear.
BoJack Horseman fans? Anybody?
No.
Ah,
I just haven't watched it. I
I've
might
seen
be
the
a fan.
first season.
Yo, there's
but-
like an entire episode where they're underwater and it's very funny.
Really?
That's awesome.
Yes.
All right.
So yeah, that was one of the big things that bothered me.
That's something I didn't even think about.
There's one
that,
big
but-
thing that bothers me too, and
Nick
like
does.
maybe
That's why we need him on this
Yeah.
episode.
maybe this is just like a personal thing because I don't really follow DC very much. Wonder Woman was far more powerful than I knew that she was.
Yes.
I thought
No, that's real.
in the original in the Wonder Woman movie, one of my only complaints was I felt like she was overpowered,
Mhm.
and I didn't know exactly if that was like my understanding of the character or if she really is that powerful, and I just didn't know.
No, she's like a little less than Superman. Is
So,
what she's
In general,
I
because
think-
like,
well, there's so many different versions of her.
well,
all
that's
over
what
the
I'm
place.
saying. And like in this one, she definitely has super speed.
Absolutely.
Well, okay, see that was the biggest thing that bothered me, like the gun thing at the beginning.
That was also my favorite scene.
But like,
It was awesome.
yeah, but I'm just like,
There's a part of me that doesn't care. She's just awesome.
yeah,
But I also am like, I feel like there are different versions. There are flying versions. There are some where she can't fly.
Right.
So in this one, is she flying? Does she just jump real hard?
Right, yeah.
But she definitely, like, for that scene to have happened,
some sort of super speed.
are her gauntlets like only like are they automatically as fast as bullets
Yeah,
all
right.
the time?
That's my thing. It's like that bothers me.
I guess deflecting bullets is kind of a you got to suspend some belief. You have to be fast enough to deflect them.
Yeah, but like you'd already be in the way. Like to move in the way is a different power. Like, you're talking two different powers now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
'Cause she
and
would
then
have
like
to
and that brings me to
dodge
my other point. Now this has honestly been like my like company breaker since the beginning.
Okay.
I remember being maybe, I don't know, 9, watching Superman Adventures.
Man of Steel.
No, watching Superman Adventures. And when I was a kid, I never really messed with DC, to be honest. Like Batman was pretty cool. I never really messed with Superman, but you know the cartoon was on.
Very cool.
Okay.
You watch Batman Beyond?
Yeah, Batman Beyond was very cool.
All right, that's like okay.
So
just checking.
But I used to watch Superman because it was on. But Flash was always my favorite. Like I was really fast as a kid. Flash was really fast. I thought that was cool.
You were the same.
I really liked the Flash. I'm sitting here watching Superman Adventures. The Flash is on episode. I was like, oh snap, my man's on the show.
Yeah.
They run a race and they're the same goddamn speed.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, my man has one power. My man has one power. Superman has every power. You invent new powers like every year.
That's true.
How are you gonna make them the same speed?
He's got them all. He shoots webs.
Yo, I'm saying, like, and so it's
that
just
is
like,
always such a big debate with those characters.
I hate it, man. I'm just like, why? And so, like, again, in the movie, I was hoping they were like, even if they had established at the end that he was a little bit faster, I would have been happier. But like, they didn't. And I was like,
they didn't.
What the hell, man? What the hell?
Yeah,
that's fair. I don't mind it. I gotta say, one of my fears going in was I love Grant Gustin as the Flash. I actually didn't mind Ezra Miller.
I loved Ezra. I mean, here's the thing: is like, that's like for those who have been following the podcast so far. Like, I am a big fan of the comic relief dude in general. Michelangelo's my favorite. Who's the other guy we're talking about? That's the H.R. Wells.
Who's your favorite? Oh yeah,
is my favorite Wells. So you know, there was no doubt that and Flash is the only real DC character that I fuck with. So like, it was no surprise I was gonna.
I was worried they were gonna like overdo him as comic relief though, and his jokes wouldn't land.
Yeah.
But in general, I found him enjoyable.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, he was the comic relief the whole time though.
Well,
like,
no, he was, but I was worried that
it'd be too obvious.
Like bad comic
like
relief.
like Batman. When Batman was supposed to be the comic relief, I hated all of those moments.
Yeah.
Like I don't think any of his jokes.
I think he's just a whatever Batman.
You don't like him?
Yeah, I think he was very.
All right, best Batman.
Well, Christian Bale. I really like Christian.
Best
Bale.
Batman. You're wrong, by the way.
Yeah.
I am a big Michael Keaton fan in general.
Michael Keaton, interesting.
But I can't really remember Kilmer's.
With good reason.
What?
With good reason.
Potentially. It's been a while. All right, who do we have? Oh, Clooney. Duh. I'm just kidding. That's not a duh. It's funny. It's funny that George Clooney.
Well, yeah, I'd say with Christian Bale because that was the one I basically grew up on.
True.
Like I saw the other movies, but I just wasn't hugely into him. Like,
there's only one answer.
Alan
in
West.
My opinion.
Adam West. My bad.
Also wrong.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding.
what's the answer?
Will Arnett.
Oh,
Done.
Shoot, that is
Darkness. No parents.
Honestly, I would love to see him in Justice League.
Oh, dude,
he would be so much better.
I want a live action Batman Lego movie. I don't know how it happens, but I want it.
I think that's basically what we have. The animation is like pretty
so
realistic.
good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Did you guys see Batman Lego movie?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's so
Will
good.
Arnett, man, kills it.
He
kills
totally does.
it.
Dude,
Yo, I'm a big proponent for the Will Arnett Best Batman campaign.
You might be right. All right, who's your favorite non-animated Batman?
Probably Bale.
Yeah.
So I wasn't wrong.
He's probably the best. I just love Michael Keaton in general.
Yeah.
And
I think he was good Bruce Wayne.
I think he was a good Vulture.
He was a great Vulture.
Oh my gosh, he was so good.
That was a great movie.
Here's my thing with Justice League.
10 out of 10.
Oh yeah.
9 out of 10.
Ooh.
Didn't you have a 10 out of 10? I thought you 10 out of 10 that one.
No, Amazing Spider-Man 2.
10 out of 10?
I really, really liked that movie.
10 out of 10.
No, well, the only time I give it a 10 out of 10 was Dark Knight. But that's right there.
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Nick's holding a mic that you don't have to hold right now for everyone listening.
I thought that would be upsetting. I really, really liked it. Really. He did too.
I don't know what's worse. I mean, yo, I'm not saying it's not okay to like the movie. I liked the movie.
But that it's higher up than Homecoming.
I mean, we won't even talk about the Spider-Man 3 situation over here that I know exists.
Yeah, see?
We won't even go there. But
that's good too. Not better than Homecoming, but
Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Yeah.
10 out of 10?
It's pretty high up
Hey,
there.
I can reel it all in right now and let you all know that I have a friend who just doesn't like Homecoming. Thought it wasn't good.
rude.
That's wrong though.
Yeah.
Like,
I should say had a friend.
yeah, there you go. Fitting.
Aaron
That's-
Shelton, I know
That's
too.
wrong. It's not.
Called out.
He'll never listen.
So Justice League though.
Yeah, I know we went way off.
All right,
it.
here's the thing. I think in general,
Mm-hmm.
Batfleck is just kind of he's just kind of drab as Bruce Wayne. I don't see him as Bruce Wayne. He doesn't really come off as Bruce Wayne to
No
me.
way.
I actually don't mind the chunky bat suit.
Yeah.
I think he was super underwhelming in this whole movie.
He was a punching bag the whole time.
Which
Yeah.
maybe he should have been, like maybe in because here's my thing with this Justice League.
Mhm.
We're seeing all the characters at really interesting points where Batman's like later on in his like
True.
career,
Yeah.
and Barry's brand new. He doesn't even have a job yet.
Which
Yeah,
I
yeah.
still think that's so weird that
I kind of
it's-
like that.
it's a
though.
much older Batman and everyone's still like young relatively, you know.
Yeah.
So which is weird, but then again could lead to a replacement
Yeah.
for
Maybe.
the Justice.
But that's just a thing I was considering watching it because he was a complete punching bag.
Mhm.
But they allude a lot to like he's older, he's getting beat up really badly. So I kind of don't mind it when I think of it like, oh, that's a thing that they're doing. Like,
Yeah.
But I find him kind of underwhelming. I mean,
Same.
just
yeah.
in general.
I mean, he doesn't like ruin the movie for me, but he definitely isn't bringing it the way that like Flash or Wonder Woman does. I like Henry Cavill as Superman.
Yep.
I do too. He was my favorite this was my favorite seeing him in this movie. I thought he was
more Superman in this than anything else. I think anyway. It's
I'm not phrasing it right. Rachel, you're calling me right now. She probably won't listen. Rachel, if you're listening. Oh, I missed it.
shame.
This is the most I've enjoyed Superman.
Okay.
I've never been a huge Superman guy.
I'm not a big Superman fan.
But
He's too overpowered.
I agree.
that's the thing.
And that's
But I think
killer.
what they did with
Red
him,
Sun. Have you read that?
I've heard of it, but I haven't.
I haven't read it. That's
best story.
Superman in Russia.
Yes.
Yeah. I enjoyed him in this. I think the scene. Oh wait, are we spoiling things?
I mean, in the most recent posters, I think he's already appeared. So
Yeah. Okay. So, I thought the scene shortly following. Okay, that's another thing I have a problem with. Superman's back. Everyone should know that Superman's back. And the scene shortly following him coming back, I thought was like one of my favorites. His moment with Barry when Barry realizes he can actually keep up with him,
yeah,
I thought was
that's
cool.
pretty good.
Mhm.
I thought all that looked cool. I thought the threat of him like being stronger than everyone else was really cool. Everyone remember at the end of Batman versus Superman when the dirt lifts off,
Yeah.
and it's implying that.
That he's
he's-
back. Yeah.
Yeah.
So why did they have to go through a whole
Right.
thing?
Yeah, that's
Right.
true.
If he was.
If he was
already-
actually dead.
If he's
yeah.
already lifting
yeah, I
dirt.
forgot about that.
So that bugged me because I mean that's part of the death of Superman story.
Yep.
I thought they were gonna go with that route.
Mhm.
I wonder if that's a Joss Whedon change or something.
Maybe. So yeah, that's something we were talking about. Actually sucks wicked bad. Zach what's his
Snyder.
name? Zack Snyder was working on Justice League obviously and left production at some point because his daughter had committed suicide. It was actually like I want to say like over a year prior to when he left.
Yeah.
And what I read is he was trying to like just work through it.
Yeah, I read the same.
And then he was like, I gotta go be with my family. So that's a bummer. I just can't even imagine going through something like that, especially in the midst of like a big project like
yes,
this.
Yeah.
huge one.
And so Joss Whedon came in at some point. And do you guys feel like you saw that? I mean, obviously you don't know like what he worked on.
Yeah.
But
Like if I had watched like most Joss Whedon films, I think if I watch, I can get a feel that it was
Mhm.
Joss Whedon. I wouldn't
Mhm.
say I really caught any of that in this movie.
I heard
Yeah.
only 20% of the scenes were his work.
Someone I saw, and I didn't fact check it, so this
Mhm.
may be entirely fabricated.
Yeah, I could
but
be
said
wrong
that
too,
the whole like side story of those that family out in the farm or whatever was entirely Joss Whedon's work.
huh. That
That-
kind of
That would make sense. I think.
guess feels a little bit like the farm scene in Ultron.
Oh yeah.
Maybe just because there's a farm involved,
Yeah.
though, and
Mhm.
no other reason. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't. You had mentioned earlier. I don't even think he's in the credits.
Yeah, I didn't.
I didn't see him
at
anywhere.
the beginning. Almost probably he's not in the beginning credits. I wasn't looking at the end. I forgot.
Yeah. I saw at the end that he didn't
Wasn't
show
there?
up.
No.
Interesting.
So
I feel like this movie could have been a lot better if it came out like before Avengers. I think
Yeah, well,
You mean would have been received better?
I think
Sorry.
Well, I think both. I think we're in a time where once we see Avengers, any other team-up movie will immediately be like
Compared,
lower. Yeah.
It has to meet that or surpass.
Well, I mean, like, I mean, X-Men. We've had X-Men movies that have come out since that I've enjoyed as much.
Yeah.
Different experience because I've already had the Avengers experience. Hold up. Different experience because I've already had the Avengers experience that I feel like I'll never have again.
Yeah.
But those are team movies. I mean,
I mean, there has been good team movies, but I just feel like this, because it's like
parallel.
It's Marvel and DC.
It is, for sure.
They're going against each other. So if this came out either before or at the same time as Avengers, I feel like obviously it would be like lower on the list just production-wise and stuff, but I think it would be received much better.
I just think that... So in that logic, do you think that if Avengers came out afterwards, it would have been received as badly as Justice League is?
No, I think it would have been
better.
Still as good as it was. It probably would have been seen better than it is now. Yeah,
I mean, I agree. That's the same thing I kind of said with like when Green Lantern came out. I was like, if this movie had come out like 6 years ago, people would have been like, yeah, that was a pretty okay movie.
Yeah.
But it came out like after Iron Man and shit. And
right.
We're just like,
and it's all about timing.
This ain't gonna pass anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just the standard is so much higher now.
Right, exactly.
So
this movie, I think, is a good 2012 movie, not a 2017 movie.
So, my thing, honestly, my complaints with this movie were similar to that of Batman, Superman, where I like the pieces that they've assembled. Like, even Batfleck, I'm not like a total hater on. I think the pieces have been assembled pretty well. It's just like whoever's writing their stories is just not doing a great job. Like, they're not putting the pieces together in a good enough way. And I'm not saying it has to be the same as Marvel, but it's just like they just have a hard time finding a good tone and keeping that tone. And like finding the right time to, like, even Aquaman, I thought like I wanted to like him more than I actually did. I really didn't care for.
I feel like he
came off too much like a
bro.
Like such a bro. Like really strange.
Yeah.
And like, I get like they're trying to do this whole like exile like character. But I don't know. It was just too like, and I don't know. Is he like that in the comic or any of the other iterations you've read him?
No, honestly, the only time you see him kind of bro-ish, and that's Justice League Unlimited. But even then, he's just like a big brooding dude. But he's like, it's not like that.
I feel like it's just an angle they're taking with him.
Yeah, and I don't know. Like again, they were trying to use him as a bit of comic relief sometimes too, and like sometimes it was okay, but sometimes I was like. It seems like you're trying too hard.
I feel like Wonder Woman's the most consistent character.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and I guess Superman.
Cyborg, I thought was really good.
Holy crap! I forgot to talk about him. He was my favorite. I loved that dude.
Cyborg was great. I thought they did a good job.
I can't believe I forgot about it. Literally, I left the theater. I was like, Cyborg was my favorite.
Yeah, you were so excited. I think they nailed his character really well. Like, I mean, I've only had exposure to the Teen Titans show.
Right, same.
So
I just thought like that actor too. I don't know his name. I don't know that I've ever seen him in anything else, but. I thought he killed it, and I loved that. I guess the angle they were taking with the character, where you could see him being, I don't know, just him struggling with the I'm a monster kind of thing, and the Cyborg story that I already know about. I just thought it came across really well, and he maybe he had the most consistent tone, and that's what I picked up on. But every time he was on screen. I also didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
Because I knew we were just going to be introduced to him. They were going to have to tell his whole story. I was worried it was going to be like a Suicide Squad character description.
Yeah.
But I feel like we got a lot. And by the end of the movie, I knew who he was. Yeah. And I don't know. I really enjoyed that performance.
Yeah, I definitely liked it. I think one of the big things, and we kind of talked on it earlier too, the like bigger complaints about it. And I guess I wanted to bring it up when you were talking about Batman is like when you're watching
Fisher.
Oh, that's the actor?
Ray Fisher. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he did a great job. I think like when you watch Avengers and you see characters like Vision or like Iron Man or even like some of the more powerful characters, like even when you then like go to like Black Widow or Hawkeye, like even though you know that they're less powered, like it's not often as obvious as when like like when Superman comes to the end of the day, like save the day at the end, like it's literally like. Oh, okay. Like it's what we're talking about earlier. Dragon Ball Z. Like just wait till Goku gets here. And
you don't
fine.
need the team at all. You could just have like, Superman come in and that's the end of the movie.
Right.
So it's like, like what are we doing here? You know what I mean? It's always my problem with Superman. And so Justice League as well, you know?
That is the typical DC formula though. Like anytime there's a big crossover event or anything, it's Superman.
Just hold off until
he comes
Superman
in,
gets there, yeah.
Superman, Supergirl, whoever it is.
Yeah.
And it's upsetting because they do, like, even in today's age, they still, like,
Yeah.
rest on that. They rely on that coming
They
in.
literally had to invent the kryptonite later because he was too powerful.
Right, too strong. And
Even though it's like I said, they've been adding new powers to him since the beginning too. Like
Mhm.
the original, he wasn't able to fly; he was just able to jump really high.
Mhm.
It was jump or
leap higher than a talling.
yeah, Tallinn.
I love
Leap higher than a.
the tallest building
The
or
tallest.
Something
something.
like that. Yeah. Faster than a speeding bullet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it's leap buildings in a single bound, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's
Yeah.
Superman.
It's a talling building.
So so I don't know. They just keep out. Then he's got super breath, X-ray vision, heat vision.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know. If I was a Superman fan, I probably would have really loved the movie. You know what I mean? Like we saw the freeze breath.
Yep, that was
We
cool.
saw the
Saw all the
strength, the
stuff.
speed. Yeah.
Did he and Godzilla have the same powers?
Godzilla
mean-
can't fly,
Yeah, Godzilla has a lot less
and I
power.
feel like his strength is proportionate to his size.
Does Godzilla have some kind of ice thing? What am I thinking
He had
of?
his blue breath.
It's just blue.
But I think it's fire.
Yo,
Yeah, I was just like,
Remember Godzilla?
I do.
They have the crossover coming up soon.
Oh,
Did you see
King
Kong Skull Island?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They're doing a crossover with the two.
I know, dude.
Did
I want
you
you to
see it?
relax. No, I didn't see it.
oh. Well, there's stuff in it that.
Yeah, that pertains to what we're talking about.
Superman?
Yeah.
Is the dirt rising?
The only two things about Superman that I ever liked are
Hold up.
Beauty.
That stopped, and I want this to be on video.
Okay.
touche. So the only two things I really ever cared about for Superman was Red Sun.
Mhm.
For those who haven't read that, it's super good. It's about if Superman's escape.
Super good.
If Superman's escape hatch or whatever pod had been launched, chill. I'm trying to talk.
Yo, we're never going to hear you way back there.
Chill. I'm trying to talk. All right. Red Sun.
Yes.
Superman story. It's a what if story. For those that don't know, what if stories are kind of like stories that occur outside of the continuity, so you can pretty much tell the story about anything. They don't affect the ongoing continuity. So in this story, Superman's escape pod was launched, I think, like 6 hours later than when it was in the original, or earlier perhaps. And because of the rotation of the Earth, he lands in Russia and is raised as a Russian Superman, and is raised as a communist instead of a Democrat. So yeah, pretty interesting. Very cool stuff.
Yeah.
There's a Russian Batman. It's awesome. What's up,
I don't
Kat?
know what his deal is right now.
The other one is not even Superman's story. It's just the monologue in Kill Bill 2 about Superman. I thought that was a really interesting perspective on the character.
So, you don't even like Superman.
No.
Yeah, you just like you like the one story and then a monologue.
I like the one story that like is about not Superman,
Right.
and then reference to Superman.
Yeah.
No, that's like a lot of people.
What
You know?
about that Spin Doctor song, Pocket Full of Kryptonite?
What about the
Not even 3 doors down.
Yeah.
What about...
All right, so 1 out of 10. What do you give it? Justice League.
Honestly, I left the theater giving it like a 7.
Yeah, I'm with him. 7. Like I was entertained. Definitely not like as much as I wanted to be, but I certainly was entertained.
It's hard for me to know. I feel like you give it a 5.
I'd give it a 6. I'd be a generous 6.
Nice.
Girl.
Wonder Woman, yeah.
I'm
That's it.
saying-
He brings it.
I literally
Flash was good.
Here's what happened. The opening scene with Batman, I was underwhelmed. I was like,
Yeah, it
And
wasn't
then-
anything like amazing.
And then Wonder Woman busts in, and I literally couldn't stop smiling. I was like, this is so good.
Yeah.
Immediately when you hear that guitar solo, yeah.
All right,
riff,
they
yeah.
killed it with that soundtrack.
So
I can't
good.
imagine how difficult it is to be like, all right, we need a song that represents this character that's been around for decades,
Yeah.
and it needs to be new. And somehow, it's like when they made the new Ninja Turtles soundtrack
True.
or theme song. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, how do we do this? They came up with a guitar riff that sounds like Wonder Woman. Like, how did they do that? It's so good. Dude. I love it.
Get chills every time I hear it.
And
I love
yeah,
it.
I enjoyed it. There weren't too many parts that really made me like, ugh. And there were enough cool action scenes. And yeah, I thought visually it was cool. They utilized everyone's powers in ways that I was like, oh, that scene was cool. That scene was pretty cool.
What did you give BVS?
I got to rewatch it. I've only seen it once. It was a long time ago. I left the theater confused and pieced together my opinion.
We did
for
like
weeks
it though.
Yes.
Like when we did the podcast, we were talking.
Right. I don't
liked
remember
it.
what we said about it.
I don't either.
Overall, I remember
enjoying it too. I think I like Justice League more.
I mean, I definitely like Justice League more.
Yeah, I really like Rachel left Justice League and she kept laughing whenever Batman would speak like such praise about Superman.
Oh, yo, that was a big thing for me
like,
too.
we need him. And Rachel was like, what's that last movie we just watched?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I
Especially
hate
like
him.
in this, he's like, oh, like I made a promise. I'm like, when?
Yeah, like I really can't remember. I felt like I need to watch the two. And I mean, part of that is them not like, I mean, again, Marvel, we got minimum one movie per character, sometimes two. And this movie, we got like one for Superman a decade ago, and then like a bunch of other ones with like 1 million people in each one. So I don't know. It always feels like a mess. All of these movies feel like a mess. They don't feel
Except Wonder Woman.
Except Wonder Woman.
Right.
Damn,
that one was great.
So good.
That's all. I think that's all they need is the solo movies. You know, focus on that. Let the characters.
I wish they would have, because like
built and then.
Man of Steel was not a bad movie.
No,
like honestly, I don't like
The
Superman.
cat is eating our cables.
And I did.
That's
like,
what happened to my VR headset.
I did like Man of Steel. Like even as a non-Superman fan, I did like that.
Yeah,
movie
it's not a bad movie. And then I don't know. I wish they just did like. I mean, we're gonna get him now. We're gonna get like an Aquaman movie, and I mean, we'll see what
Are
they
we still
do.
getting that solo Batman movie?
The Batman.
I
Is that what it's called,
I
the
don't
Batman?
know.
Last I heard, we are.
Okay.
Yeah, they went back.
Because
and forth
I'd
a
be
little
excited just to see him by himself.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's part of why he feels kind of drab to me. Is like
We don't really get a lot of time with.
not
Superman yet.
like we've only seen him in movies with a bunch of other stuff happening.
Yeah.
Yep.
And in those movies, he was largely overshadowed by Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Batman vs Superman's the first time we see her. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a great moment with I actually was watching some kind of review with Kevin Smith reviewing Batman vs Superman, and he was talking about, I think he was probably watching Comic Book Men, and he was talking about Affleck as Batman, Bruce Wayne. And for those who don't know, obviously Ben Affleck and Kevin Smith are really good friends.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was like, I thought, Ben Affleck did a good job as Bruce Wayne. He's like, I think he did a great job doing it. He's like, I only saw like one moment that was like an Affleck moment. And I totally agree. He's like, he goes, when Bruce Wayne is like sneaking into like the computer thing at the party.
Yeah.
And like he's like, oh yeah, took the wrong door. I like your shoes. He goes, that was a total Affleck moment. I was like, I can see that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't have a problem with him as Batman. I'm not like.
Not sold.
There's just nothing about it that stands out to me.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like.
Yeah, like I said, I'll wait to see a movie. That's why I've said the same thing from BVS to right now. Like, I like the pieces they've assembled to do the thing, but like they just haven't put them together very well.
Yep.
What do you think of Jeremy Irons?
He's okay. You know, it's my Alfred has always been.
Michael Caine.
Yeah, Michael Caine. Like
Michael Caine.
He's always been top.
Big fan of Alfred in Gotham.
He's pretty cool.
Big fan.
You watch Gotham at all? No.
I watched like the first half of season 1 and just like wasn't really super into it.
Love it.
It's good, but I fell off after.
I'm just not a
halfway
huge
through season
Batman
2.
fan.
You know what's going on
personally.
really?
I was waiting for that. Like I like it.
Will you give The Dark Knight?
Oh, okay, that's like
10 out of 10.
pretty close, if not. Yeah,
All right, cool.
9 out of 10. Yeah, Dark Knight, amazing for sure.
Yeah. Top.
But like as a character, Batman is pretty cool. But I would list a bunch of other characters before.
Bro, his parents died.
A lot of people's parents died.
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Oh, that's true.
Wonder Woman.
Martha.
Yo, am I the only one that felt like that? Like literally,
That
all I could
moment
think
is
about-
bigger than you.
All I could think about in that moment, literally, it's the exact same scene. Go watch Step Brothers. Go watch Step Brothers. When they both call Stamos as their favorite actor, and they become best friends. That's the exact same moment.
It could be. It very.
Wait, your mom's name's Martha? My mom's name's Martha. Did we just become best friends? Yup. Same scene.
You're scaring the cat, Nick.
It's fine.
He just interrupted the podcast, anyways. Rude cat. So
Yeah, man.
So how do we feel about Justice League?
very okay.
Would you watch it again?
I would watch it again.
I'd watch
I'm
it
curious if they're going to come out with an extended cut.
You and the extended
Well,
cut.
because they
know.
did it with the other two.
Yeah,
And I
I-
believe in them. I believe in those extended cuts.
Gross.
Yeah. I
Yo, do
feel
you guys
like
have any idea how long the extended cuts are of the Lord of the Rings series?
Doesn't it equal to like over 10 hours if you watch all three?
Way over 10 hours.
Way over, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like,
I have them over there. I've never watched the extended cuts. I've only seen the
Mr.
theatrical.
Extended Cuts over
This
here.
guy-
What the heck?
Suicide Squad extended cut.
Yeah, right.
No
like,
Lord of the Rings. Can't do it.
do it.
No, I just haven't done it because I rewatched them a few years ago, but I didn't have the Blu-ray extended cut. I
Dude,
just had them on DVD.
they're like-
so.
Nick watched 350 episodes of Star Trek last night.
No, it's
you can't watch
560.
3 movies.
I do want to watch them. I really do.
Yeah, they are long. It's like I think 3.5 hours, 4 hours, and 4.5 hours.
Woo!
Holy Christmas.
That's
yeah,
nuts.
They are. Yeah, dude. Return of the King is like a 4.5 hour. Oh, actually, I think it's 450 or something like that. It's like
Jesus.
it's a long movie, man.
I love long movies, though.
That's a long movie.
Yeah, maybe not 4 hours long, but what was I
That's-
thinking?
that's
Blade
too
Runner, the new Blade Runner.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Did you guys talk about it already?
We can skim.
But what do you
through it.
think?
What do you think?
That's
That's my movie of the year.
Here's the thing. By your face, I feel like we agree on some things, which is like, I get it, but
it's not your cup of tea. Like
I really enjoyed this movie.
Mhm.
We've talked about it before. I watched the first one, and I was like, okay.
First one I think's okay too. Like I like it, but it's
yeah, but
it's
had
like,
you seen it back then, you probably would have thought the same way that you think about this one.
probably
Like you have to consider like.
I mean, maybe it's just like the
one I'm
sleepiest
in.
movie.
okay,
on
see,
the
that's what.
planet.
Okay, here's my argument. It's like again similar but different to the Superman. My argument or DC. I like all the individual parts. I think the cinematography is amazing, the lighting's amazing, the acting's
Yeah.
amazing, the
Mhm.
story is amazing.
Oh, the lighting's
But
so
like
good.
to watch it all
Dude,
together, it's
it's crazy.
very slow. It's
So
a really
sleepy.
slow burn.
Mhm.
Very sleepy is a good word for it.
Taking so many
So
naps.
to me, it's like going to like an art gallery. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like I like
is.
looking at the art, but like imagine sitting in an art gallery still for 3.5 hours.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you're someone
looking at the same pieces.
someone who like isn't strong enough to pick you up is carrying you through it in the intervals that they can handle.
Well done.
That was good.
Brilliant.
Like that's the speed I feel like I'm going like, "All right, I've been here for a minute. Can
I did like
we-"
the art analogy too, because I feel like only people who are like super into the art could
Yes.
stay there for.
It's
3
true because
3.5
scene by
hours.
scene, it's like
That's what I'm saying. Any scene
like,
from it, any like even
a still
picture,
frame,
yeah,
yeah.
anything.
Mhm.
It's gorgeous. And I'm think again, same thing I think with the original. Like I tried watching the original a bunch of times too. Have a really hard time getting through it in a single sitting.
Mhm.
But every time I think back on it, like the scenes or anything about it, it's amazing. Like I
Yeah.
definitely.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, I like Ridley Scott for the most part, and those films I appreciate for sure as like individual and as like art pieces, but as a film, like in that medium,
yeah,
it's tough.
yeah.
Mhm.
So similar to bring that back to like the DC thing, what I thought was interesting is one of my favorite scenes, but one I did not understand at all in Batman versus Superman was
The Flash.
The Flash?
Oh, I was waiting for that to occur at some point. I mean, the Flash does like that like time shift thing back to Bruce, and then it like never appeared.
Oh yeah.
Remember,
Holy
like Bruce
crap.
has that like nightmare, and the Flash like, oh, the team or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I
you
was like
gotta
waiting the
assemble-
whole time for that to
assemble the
occur.
team.
I mean, granted, like the Flash is still pretty new. Maybe it's gonna happen in a later movie. But
I was thinking it
Okay.
might happen when Darkseid shows up.
maybe.
All right, so interesting, like
when and if I should say.
along those same lines, when he has that vision of those weird creatures,
Right.
super cool scene. It did not even kind of occur to me that it was foreshadowing because I'm not thinking like that yet when I'm
Yeah.
watching these
Yeah.
movies. If something happens, again,
That's all
like,
I thought when I saw it. I was like, oh, this is setting up the next movie.
I was
for
like,
sure.
what the hell am I looking at? I was like, that was cool, but I don't get, and I totally forgot about that Flash scene. That too, I was like, okay, I
Right.
guess that one I was like, that has to be explained at some point,
Yeah.
or else like, was that an accident? Like, it was someone like, oh, this scene doesn't go, oh, and then it like ended up in the movie.
Spliced, that's it. There,
Like
there.
it's done. Okay, it's too much work. But like when they, very beginning of Justice League, and you see one of the creatures from those visions,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, like I just wasn't even thinking in those terms. I
Mhm.
thought it was just some weird. Zack Snyder was like, you know, it would be cool, and he just did that. But it made me think like, okay, maybe there's more thought out than I have.
I mean, that has to be now farther ahead because I can't imagine that'll show up at least until either Flash or the next Justice
The
League.
But like that
Flashlight,
kind of
yeah.
bums me out though, because like granted with like Avengers, we've been like obviously hinting at Thanos for a long ass time.
Yep.
But it's like one character, and like we still haven't really seen anything of Thanos in action whatsoever.
The only thing we've seen was in Guardians, but he was sitting in the chair the whole time.
Right.
just
So
talking.
the thing is like, we don't really know what we're getting. Whereas like with we've seen some pretty intense scenes now, 2 movies in a row with those crazy bug guys.
Yeah.
So now we have to wait for another movie with the same exact villains.
Right.
Like that seems like
Right,
you guys
because
are-
they're Darkseid's underlings. They're like just
so
part of
yeah.
his
So like
little-
it's gonna be
Right.
more of the same villains that we've seen now 2 movies in a row. Like
Right.
Oh yeah, because I mean to have that it's not flashback, but what's it called? A flash forward?
Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing. Like to have that vision. That's the word I was looking for. You're right. If they have to explain it at some point. The bug guys will have to show up again.
Yeah.
Crap, I never thought of that.
So that's what I'm saying. It's just like, okay, I guess we're really gonna get our
Yeah.
money's worth out of these bug guys.
Yeah.
I hate that it's like, instead of being like, oh, I wonder how they're gonna do this, it's like, how the hell are they gonna do that? Like,
Yeah.
it's like totally not the attitude I want going in.
for
Like
real.
I was scared going to see Justice League, which I don't. Maybe that's why we got the like Justice League's is it's okay
Because
like,
we've had crap before, so
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
It
they're
isn't as bad as
slowly.
we thought it could
yeah,
have been.
Right.
Yeah, dude, remember Suicide Squad was so bad.
Ugh.
You liked Suicide Squad
I did at first. I really did.
at first.
The
Listen,
more
man, don't let society jade you. You're wrong.
Yeah.
But if you want to like it,
I don't anymore. The longer I sat on it, the worse it got. I was like, this is just no
yo,
good.
Slipknot
The best character, was Slipknot.
and
The thing about Slipknot, honestly, I think
Katana's intro.
yeah.
Oh, you don't know
way.
Katana? Watch out for your souls. God, that.
The thing is, like, the Slipknot thing, it's like, if you guys had, like, intentionally, like, made us aware you were going to kill him, like, you could have played that as a great joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if for those, do you remember, like, are you aware of, like, the red shirt guy?
Yeah,
in
in
Star Trek?
Yeah, yeah.
Great scene.
Yeah.
For those that are in the know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
You totally could have had a moment like that in this movie, and,
Right.
like, you just didn't.
Did not whatsoever.
Do you know how long Slipknot is in the movie?
God, like not even friggin' 5 minutes.
8 minutes of screen. Like, from the time he's in, I don't even know how much screen time it actually is, but
Jeez, it felt like he wasn't even. He was barely
exists.
in it.
He's alive in the
there's
movie.
a lot of cuts before that. Yeah. For 8 minutes.
Yo, remember Wiggle Witch? I'm so.
Why over there?
I don't know. I'm just mad.
Wiggle.
Because
Witch.
when Enchantress first showed up, I don't know why. We've talked about this before. I can't.
Extended cut. I mean,
Dude,
it's
no, absolutely
50
not. I do not.
minutes.
50?
Extra. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, God.
No, I don't know how much extras in it,
Dude.
but
The best part of the movie was, like, the asshole guard at the beginning. I was, like, so into it until,
remember
like,
that.
his scenes were over.
Why is Joker not wearing shoes?
because
Because he's the Joker, man.
Joker's so bad. The only thing I
Oh,
really
so
like
bad.
about that movie is Harley Quinn. Like, I think
But even that, like,
I know they like
played a 20-year-old Eminem song when she was changing clothes.
If
and
that's
that was
not-
like the highlight scene.
if
dude,
that's
what
not
about
the
how she gets on
epitome
the
of film-
elevator and says bye to everybody? So clearly her elevator is in motion.
right.
She has a fight on the elevator that does not stop. The elevator stops and she gets out, and the team is up there.
So
They're fast. They're heroes.
what about the fact that she doesn't die?
Yeah, that too.
She literally just has
Like
a
Batman with
bat.
the super.
So
She just has a bat. She's in no danger.
She has no training.
But like when the first scene with Enchantress, I was like, oh, maybe this is gonna be cool. Like she was super creepy, and then she's just like CGI Wiggle Witch the whole time. I hate it so much. The rest of the movie,
Dude, what about Diablo pulling a fucking
Oh
Deus
my
Ex
God.
Machina at the end there? Like, what the fuck?
yeah, 15 minutes after we get his origin story, 2 hours into the movie, they're like, oh
By the
man,
way,
look at this. Don't you feel bad for this guy? Oh, like here's the whole. Oh, just
there he
like-
goes.
and again, if you'd put a bit like, if you gave the hints that this was going to come later, that would have been a great moment.
Yep.
But that's what I mean. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna have him matter to you.
Right.
Here's a whole quick backstory.
Yeah, or like give me like a little like glimmer in the eye, like something like he's like, you know, they kind of did it for a little bit, but then like they dropped it, and it's like, yo, you guys really just pulled this out of your ass.
Yeah.
But
And how about this was directed by one of my favorite directors? And I
Yo.
don't understand it.
that was my thing, man. It's like, all right, you guys put out Man of Steel, dark, like somber ass dark film.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You put out Batman vs Superman, super dark, fucking somber ass film.
Mm-hmm.
You get Suicide Squad. You hire David Ayer.
Yeah.
Who makes dark, somber ass films, like really dark on
Darkest.
this.
The
Like,
darkest.
oh, sick. Oh, let's give him the comedy, the action comedy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
What the fuck?
I don't know. And his movies have like the best character development.
So good.
And
Let me do that for you.
So Justice League was better, at least.
Justice League was good.
Yeah.
What's their next movie?
I couldn't remember.
Green Lantern, I hope.
I want to say
No.
it's Aquaman.
That's possible.
Or the Flash.
I will say I liked how they alluded to all the other heroes.
Heroes, yeah.
It,
They
like-
showed the Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
and
lanterns. I thought that was cool.
Battery did.
Battery's dead. But there was one thing. Who was the Arrow guy?
Do you know?
When?
Like, so they show like the Atlanteans and the Amazonians or Amazons, Amazonians, and then the lanterns. That scene was pretty cool, and then a dude comes in like shooting arrows, but like that's not a race of people, and the arrows were like exploding, and he was red, so I was like Red Arrow, but that's just like not. I don't think Red Arrow is like.
Maybe it was like Green Arrow from men, like the land of men.
Yeah, maybe it's Green Arrow from Men.
For men.
Remember how good Wonder Woman was?
Yeah.
What time is it?
Time we're gonna get a watch.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so one quick thing. It's weird how DC's just adopted the post-credit scene. I mean, I guess it is what it is, but
you almost have to stay for every movie now.
Yeah,
like,
it's true, but it's just funny because like the parallels are all already there. Like, oh, Marvel versus DC, and now it's like, literally, it's like a mold of. Anyways, that aside, we got 2 post-credit scenes. What did you guys think about them? Did you have any reaction to them at all? Were you like, okay, these are?
I think I've already discussed my reaction.
I know the first one,
right?
Yeah,
the first one.
Yeah, one of them was more just like kind of a funny one, and I enjoyed it. Nick has a personal thing with it, so he's not happy about it.
The other scene I thought was really interesting. Like I felt like a very meaty post-credit scene.
I was excited about it.
Like I felt like it established things as opposed to other post-credit scene we had with like Howard the Duck and friggin' some stupid ones.
I will say, it's similar with the Barry Allen situation where they're alluding to a character I already got a really good version of. If you know what I mean. If people haven't seen the post-credit scene,
okay.
I don't want to spoil it, but the character that they show, I've already seen.
He looks really good, though.
He does. I'm just saying, I really loved the version of him that I've already gotten elsewhere. Y'all with me on this?
Listen, spoiler, I guess, because I'm just going to drop it.
All right, whatever.
I was of the camp where like, oh, this is not Lex Luthor that I know.
Yeah.
I'm mad about it when I saw the last movie. But then I remembered that I don't give a fuck about Superman.
Right.
And then I didn't care anymore. And then I really liked the Lex Luthor, to be honest.
Yeah.
I thought he did a great job. It was nothing like the Lex Luthor that we're familiar with.
Yeah.
But again, I decided I didn't care at all.
Yeah.
So then I was just like, all I cared about was a good performance,
Yeah.
of which I thought he gave a good one. So, but.
Well, since we're just saying it, I meant Deathstroke.
Oh. True. I forgot he's even there, to be honest.
Yeah. So I was like, cool. But I've seen Deathstroke, and I really liked Deathstroke.
I'm excited to see him in a film, though.
I am too. I was just kind of like, so I was excited about it.
Right. But I'm curious if they're setting up Batman or Justice League 2.
Justice League 2, I would say.
You think so?
I think if I read correctly, the Batman will have nothing to do. Like they've said, it's like not tied in.
It's not. It has nothing to do with the DC universe.
Right.
Oh, okay. Because I heard Deathstroke.
I think they've gone on to correct.
Is that true? I thought I was kidding.
No, they have.
Good Lord,
but
what is
I think
happening?
they've like. I believe they made it because people were like, "Are you kidding me?" So I think what they're saying is the same thing as like what we're saying about like Runaways and stuff, where it's like they're not going to do anything to directly tie it into the DC universe, but it's not necessarily not in the DC universe.
It's just like a side story that won't.
It will be an entirely self-contained story.
That's fine.
Yeah,
that's.
I mean, that's how.
It's just so messy. It's like, are they connected or not? What's happening?
Right.
Remember Deadpool?
Deadpool 2. You guys seen the trailer?
Yes.
Did you see the whole? What's his name?
Bob Ross.
Yeah, the whole Bob Ross
that's what I'm
segment.
talking about.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that's out there right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess the other thing that came out was like footage a long time ago, or maybe it was a short. The thing with the phone booth.
Oh yeah, not that.
Yeah, that was part of
That came out during the movie.
During the movie?
Yeah, I saw that in theaters. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, wasn't that before X-Men?
It was before. No, Logan. It was before Logan.
Oh, Logan. Yeah, I remember that.
No, because I never saw Logan.
Okay, so that would make sense. Oh, well then you might have seen it online afterwards.
Yeah. But it was.
All right, guys, I've had enough of this section.
Video games.
No, it was before Logan. So I was like, oh shit, Deadpool's in this, and I was like, oh, this is not the movie.
Oh yeah, I remember you.
Which
telling
I
me
thought
that,
was so
actually.
weird. It was funny. It was
very funny.
Very funny.
So funny.
Anyways, we going to video games?
Yeah, I guess we're gonna freak out about it.
Video games.
Okay, hi. We're in video games. What's up?
All right.
What do you guys think is the worst video game controller?
Ooh. I had an initial thought that I feel like y'all are gonna be angry about.
Yeah?
That's the answer.
I was gonna say N64.
All right, so the N64 technically is like I want to know how that made it to production.
Yo,
Let's
it's
be
a
honest.
disaster.
It is such a weird controller, but it's comfortable.
What's this part
but
for?
right, it's only
What
like
is this part
you're
for?
never using all of the controller.
That's true.
Ever.
No matter
You
how you're
don't
holding
have
it.
full control.
Never do.
So yeah, it's a ridiculous controller.
I initially thought of this because the Sega Genesis controller still confuses me to this day. I think it's a cool controller, but why are there 6 buttons?
Because sometimes you need 6 buttons.
But I
Sometimes
feel
you
like
use
there's
buttons.
too many.
Bro, there's like 15
Yeah.
on an Xbox.
Yeah.
I know the triggers and thing that it feels natural, but I just like I've never had a situation where I was like, I need these 2 extra buttons over here. Like I feel like it's like a. Then again, I didn't grow up with a Genesis. So
Yeah.
I'm a
Yeah,
little-
it's like
I'm a little
high,
weird.
medium, and low.
Yeah.
Kicks
For fighting
and punches.
games.
Or other games, dude. Like you literally, like you said, you literally have like 15 different buttons on a Xbox.
I guess I mean I've only ever played like
Nah, bro.
different versions of the games on other systems, and they've all worked. But
Yeah.
anyways, that being said, the Wiimote I hate with
Why?
a burning fiery passion, specifically because Metroid Prime 3,
Why? What about it?
because Metroid Prime 1 and 2 were on GameCube,
Why?
so the controls are amazing.
Why?
And then you go to Wii for Metroid Prime 3, and you're like,
Right.
I'm so excited to play this, and then it's like, oh, I got to play with this and the nunchuck, and I just don't.
I like this in the nunchuck.
Yeah, me too.
Bro, I was like dominating Smash for a while with this in the nunchuck.
God, how?
Because I'm a boss, bro.
Yeah, man.
Well, that's just wrong.
It's
but
like a casual. It's like a very like chill stance to like play video games. So like with a separate control, like one over here.
I'm
one over
saying.
here, it's very relaxing.
No
You don't gotta be
way.
like, hey.
That's how I want to be, like
Nah,
shoulders
man,
like
chilling.
into it,
Like I'm like.
Yeah.
just sleeping.
I don't even care. Take a nap.
It's a
all
cool
day.
controller.
N64 hands down is the worst controller. I
It's
mean,
pretty
I
bad.
like it, but it's horrible design.
Yeah. What do you think the best controller is?
And or Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo. So you like the classic? Super Nintendo's pretty cool.
I
I'm
guess it depends
leaning-
what we're rating it on though. Like, cause I mean, honestly, the new like Xbox controllers are super comfortable.
Yep.
I was gonna say those are pretty well designed. At
I
this
was leaning
point.
towards GameCube. I really like the GameCube controller just because it's like so compact. Like the buttons are real close, and I don't like my hands. I don't know. I have
That's
big hands,
true.
but I just don't feel
It
like
is
they-
pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
I kind of miss like the hard rectangle rigid edges of a NES controller.
I was saying for like icon purposes, the original NES is pretty up there.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
Mhm.
It's so weird holding it now though. Like if you hold one and it's like, first of all, it's so light. It's
Mhm.
like a piece of plastic.
And
Yeah.
it feels so small.
Yeah, and you could just snap
Dude,
it.
what about
Yeah.
the Dreamcast where the cord goes to the back of the controller or
That's-
the bottom of
Yeah.
the controller?
That controller.
That might be the worst actually.
It's huge. It's like a freaking tank. But it's cool. I mean, I like the memory card slot that you can.
But
you
again,
know.
the cord goes to the bottom of the
Yeah,
controller.
that's true.
Yeah.
It is weird.
so
Yeah.
poorly designed.
I don't know. I was just mad because I was looking at my Wiimote and I was like, I hate this thing.
Dude,
Super Mario Galaxy, that game would be 100 times better with.
yo, I crushed
With a
Galaxy
normal controller.
wearing that, using that.
It was so
Wearing
uncomfortable
it.
for me.
I
Yeah.
wore it around my neck.
I mean, you could wrap
it took a
around your
nap
arm.
and it was that comfortable.
Yeah.
I think the Xbox ones. I think. Do you like Xbox controllers better than PlayStation? I think I do, because it's a little bit bigger, so you.
I agree.
More to hold. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely feel more comfortable, but the PlayStation controller just feels.
Nah.
PS2, I really like the PS2 controller.
I will
I just
say,
miss
I think
PS2.
that maybe it's just the ones I've held. Like the PS4 controller seems better constructed than some of the Xbox One controllers that I've
Nah.
held.
Nah.
Feels a little more solid of a construction personally.
Mhm.
Nah.
But like the Elite, like Tim G has the Elite controller.
Oh,
That
I had that for a little while.
was nice.
It was so nice. Mine ended up breaking. The RB became loose, so
Mm.
I tried to send it back.
Are
and
those
they're
like
nope.
$1,000?
Yeah.
They wouldn't hook it up.
I mean, it weren't $1,000, but I had to pay. I think it was like $80 to get it repaired, and I was like,
$80.
I'd rather just get a new controller.
Yeah,
you
right.
know,
Holy
for
Christmas.
half that. So, anyways, that's all I had in games. I just wanted to hear everyone's
Oh
opinion.
wait, I haven't played any games.
Oh yeah, have you guys played anything?
No, the new
recently?
trailer for Final Fantasy VII came out recently, though. I think.
Oh, there's a new trailer.
I think so. Somewhat new. Not. I mean, I can't remember when I saw it, but I
Mhm.
seem to remember there being like another.
I'm-
It's pretty much like the same stuff. It's like the intro again, like
Yeah,
showing
yeah.
you how good it looks. But
Oh,
I literally bought my PS4 just for that game.
Just for
And then
that?
for Rocket League. but
yeah. I can't wait for that.
It's literally the only reason I own a
Mhm.
PS4.
The remake is
and
what we're
Rocket
talking
League.
about. The remake, the remake of the game, the remake.
Play the original.
I'm trying. Takes
Yeah, if you
too
have
long.
100 hours, but
Yo, I beat XCOM. I could probably beat Final Fantasy.
yeah.
How many hours was it?
Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
Honestly, you could probably like depending on how much of the extra stuff you're trying to get. If you're
Yeah.
just trying to do like a straight run, you could get it done in under 40.
Yeah, definitely.
But if you're trying to get the extra stuff, about 100.
Good Lord 100 hours?
And I mean, the game doesn't necessarily start until you're like, man, I don't know, 10 to 15 hours into it. Like, there's a lot at the beginning before you even actually get to
Yeah, that's double XCOM.
Double XCOM. It's a good game, though. Really good.
So good.
Of course
So
it's
good.
good. Everybody talks about it and thinks about it.
But the next one I want to play, I have like this huge backlog as everyone else does. Next on my list, Final Fantasy 15.
I was just gonna ask if you played it.
Yes, I've played it. I got like I don't even know 9 hours in, and I really liked it. And then I just never picked it up again. So I'm going through like the games I was super excited for last year. I'm going through those. I just beat Recore the other day. That was really fun.
You beat it?
Yes. Do you have anything about it? It was good.
I want to play it.
Yeah, it was solid. I could see where there were a lot of issues, but I don't know. I saw the silver lining the whole time. I really liked it.
You would.
I pretty much only play legacy games at this point. Like I haven't been a gamer for a really long time, so the only time I really come back out of like retirement is for like
Smash Bros.
Not even really. I'm still pretty committed to Melee. So but you know, I went out and bought a Switch and Zelda Breath of the Wild because that was amazing, and then beat it and sold it immediately.
I mean, it's
but well worth it. It was so good.
Yeah, that's
and I sold it for like the exact amount I bought it for. So
Yeah.
I basically paid for free, which was awesome. I did play Final Fantasy 15. I thought it was pretty good, honestly. Like, it was kind of frustrating because one of my favorite parts of all the old games is that like your party gets to be so big and you can like alternate characters out, and
you have the same four
you
guys
can find
the
out.
whole time.
Yeah, so with this one it's only the same. Like you do get like a guest character once or twice throughout the game, but like they don't stay.
Yeah.
There's also no female characters, like playable female characters, which kind of sucks because like I like having female characters in a party.
Yeah, I always like the healers.
Or
Traditionally,
they could be lightning. Come on, let's not be sexist.
I know.
here.
I'm just saying. Traditionally, they're healers.
Yeah,
that
Tifa.
Yeah,
Come on
Tifa's
now.
good. Yep.
So, yeah, I think that it was pretty good. They did. It was very well. Like you really care about the characters. That's the thing. Like there's a whole like movie for this. If you saw that,
Have you done
Kingsclave.
all that extra?
Yeah. So I watched Kingsclave the movie, which was
I did
pretty
too
pretty
before I
badass.
played,
Which has Breaking Bad.
Bryan Cranston?
Note the other one.
the other Aaron
Jesse.
Paul.
Aaron Paul.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bryan Cranston?
Yes. Aaron Paul is like the lead dude in the movie.
Yep.
It's pretty solid. And
Bryan
then
Cranston.
there's like a 5-episode anime.
Which
that
I
goes along with
didn't
it.
watch that.
It's pretty good.
I do want to watch it. I just never did.
Pretty good.
Did you play the arcade game too? The like short, like the Dream one where you play as Noctis's dad and his team and stuff.
Oh no, I don't think I played that one.
It was a free to play, or
played-
not a free to play. It was just a free game that came out. But
No, I didn't play that one.
it was pretty cool.
Cool. But yeah, the gameplay was really fun. I thought the story was interesting. I guess I like accidentally got the Ultima weapon like
Oh wow!
early in the game, and like it helped me just beat the whole like the
Yeah, I
whole
was
thing.
gonna say
just,
you
like,
must have
ripped through.
crushed through after that.
Yeah, I will
Traditionally
say.
the strongest weapon in the game.
Oh yeah, if you haven't played.
Bryan Cranston?
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, just keep those early weapons while you're playing, and you'll find your way.
Yeah.
There is a really awesome, one of the best dungeons. I mean, I don't play that many games anymore, but there's a really great after game dungeon. So after you beat the game, you can go back to a handful of the other dungeons, and like there's a vault inside that you can go do the other dungeons. And like these other dungeons, I hope they would be like new dungeons, but they actually are just like grinding things. It's like yeah, so it's like 25 floors of just like enemies.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, it's like pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
And they're like overpowered from like their original iterations.
Right. That happens.
Dude, one time, I apparently this is like somewhat common in games these days. I had no idea. I don't play a lot of games these days. So it would take roughly around 30 to 40 minutes to beat each of these like post dungeons.
Yeah.
So I was like done the game. So every day I would like pop on for half an hour, 45 minutes, beat it, and then like go eat lunch. It was like 11 p.m. one day. I was like, all right, I'll kick this real quick, go eat lunch, or go at dinner. I'm like playing. I'm like, and again, like for the most part, the enemies are pretty easy. The levels go by pretty quick.
Yep.
But this one, like they're getting kind of harder. I'm like fighting, level, and I'm just like, I'm literally falling asleep playing. I'm just like, I feel like I've been playing for like a minute, bro. I like pop on like online to check real quick. This one has 100 levels. I was like, oh my god. And like if you die, it's a wrap. Like you can't save mid level.
Whoa.
I was like, oh my.
Not even like 25 floors.
And you
in or
can't.
something?
Oh no, I think so. In a later one, you can't use any magic.
Either.
So
I'm
yeah.
probably just gonna beat the game and be all done.
But okay, so alternatively, there is a secret dungeon that's not one of those vault ones. It's a secret dungeon that you can only get to after you've beaten the game. To be honest, you probably would never find it if you don't look up look up online. So look it up. But it is really cool. It's super frustrating because the game is really you move very quickly. Like you're meant to cover, like it's huge. The world map's massive, and like so you're really meant to cover like a lot of ground quickly. So like when you like move the joystick a little bit to the left, he like makes a big step to the left, and vice versa, whatever. But this dungeon I'm telling you about is like a platformer dungeon.
That's super
that's
cool.
cool.
So it's like very cool, and would be like relatively challenging with like another like a different games like a Zelda mechanism.
Yeah.
But like this, like if you like hit the joystick like one time to the left, he might take like 2 steps.
Oh,
so it's like the game is just not really meant for platforming, so it becomes impossibly frustrating.
That's so cool though.
But there is a really interesting, awesome challenges in it. There's no enemies in it. It's entirely platformer.
Oh, awesome.
So it's like literally everything about the game, like you don't use it at all. It's literally just about like how good you are with your joystick and jump buttons and stuff, and like puzzles. It's all puzzles. So it's really, really cool. There's like a lot of it's in the dark, so like only selections of it are like have lights. You can't even like see. Super cool. One of the coolest things I've played in the game for a really long time.
Oh, I'll have to look for that
it's
for
honestly
sure.
worth beating just for that. If you ask me.
I downloaded the app game.
How was it?
I never played it.
Oh.
What?
Bryan Cranston?
Yes. Did you guys like? You're not gonna talk until you unjinx you. Do you need like a Coke to do that? Or how do you unjinx? Say your name 3 times. It's been a great day.
Well, thanks for joining us. Should we slide into music right now?
What are you listening to?
Just all time.
All right. Well, here we are in the music section. And Tim decided not to join us for the music section.
Yeah, it was really rude, Tim. Really rude.
Now, to Nick's point earlier,
I think we really were talking about how cold it was in here, and that you guys could use some timber up in here to light a fire, warm it up.
Yes. There's a drum called the timpani, which I have played in the past.
What about the River Thames? That's a thing, right?
Legends of the Hidden Temple. Okay, Tim, you can talk.
Sonic music.
Oh my gosh, the worst. All right. Yeah, we're music.
Thanks, by the way, guys.
You're very welcome.
For making that go.
I didn't know that's how that worked. That's
well, it's either 3 times or Coke.
Right.
Right. I don't have any Coke. I'm thirsty though. Real thirsty.
Oh.
What is that?
Don't worry about it.
Just drink.
Are you still on your water tip?
I am actually. I'm a little under what I'm supposed to be at today, but I have been drinking water for 30 days. For those who don't know, I've not drank almost any water in the past 17 years.
Yeah.
Like when I say I haven't had like even a cup of water.
You two are like opposites right now. He literally never drinks anything else.
That's all I have is water.
No, I've had I can count on like one hand how many times I've had like a drink of water.
That's
Actually
insanity.
less.
Are you doing?
How are you alive?
It's a 30-day challenge, right?
Yes.
So what day are you on?
It's not super official, but I think I started around like the 5th of November ish.
But
Okay.
today you broke it because you were drinking.
No, okay. So like my thing with water is like I've been drinking. So I asked people. They said to drink half your body weight in ounces. So I weigh 145. So I've been drinking approximately 72 ounces of water a day, and then I've still allowed myself like at least 1 Coke because usually all I drink is Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Like 90% of my liquid diet is Coca-Cola. So I still allow myself like 1 Coke or like juice is like kind of in the middle. So I like allow a juice or whatever. But I still have to get like the minimum of 72 ounces of water.
Yeah.
Are you noticing any difference?
Nah, my skin does feel a little nicer, I suppose. Like that was really kind of like the big catalyst. I'd changed soaps recently, and it gave me kind of a bad breakout.
Okay.
And I was trying to get my skin back in order, so I was like, I'll try this water thing people keep talking about.
Yeah.
See if
This
I get
water
these.
thing.
No, you guys are just brainwashed by big water business.
Right. It's big water. Bro.
I only drink. Well, no, I drink any water.
Yo, you should only drink nothing. You drink
No,
tap.
I was gonna say, yeah. I meant like I only drink like tap water, like from the well. But no, I drink from bottles. I drink from everything. So.
Yeah.
Fiji
See,
water's pretty
I don't
good.
drink any water
Yeah.
ever.
Do you like the flavor at all? Probably
Oh
not,
God,
but
no!
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
horrendous. It's literally.
Terrible.
I've been likening drinking water recently to like, especially when eating a meal, it's like a commercial break in the middle of my dinner. Like I'm like enjoying all these lovely flavors, and it's like, okay, commercials. Let's drink this water
You gotta wash
real
it
quick.
down.
It's
I
like
love it. It's
I'm
good.
like, ugh.
It clears your palate.
Who
you
wants
know?
that? I want
that's-
all my flavors.
I know.
I'm eating a meal. Why do I want this break
To
from?
me, it's refreshing. if
No,
I'm
it's like
oh,
halfway to brushing your teeth in the middle of your freaking meal.
And then drinking orange juice.
Ugh.
It's the worst.
Oh, that's all right. You know, a lot of people say that water doesn't have any flavor, but I think the more you drink it, the more you'll notice. Or like you taste it right away, and you're like, it's
Ugh,
gross. You
so
hate
vile.
it. But I think if you drink it for a while, you'll notice there are different flavors with different companies and stuff.
I
Like
think
just a little something.
I have
somewhere.
noticed slight differences from water to water. It's all
Mhm.
terrible.
like,
That's
the worst
fine.
part about water is that it is not soda
Yeah.
Mhm.
or a milkshake.
Yeah. The other thing that really sucks is like how much you guys drink of this stuff. Like, I didn't realize that other people drank so much.
I
like-
drink like gallons.
Bro,
a day.
I
drink so
I
much.
drink like in normal, like on any given day,
Mhm.
between 36 and 48 ounces of liquid a day.
Mhm. And that's it.
That's it. That's all I drink.
But that's all soda,
entirely soda.
right?
Like I'll
So-
drink like 3 cans of soda a day.
Which at that point, because like it's not like like you feel like you need water all the time as opposed to
Yeah,
Coke, where
like
you're
I literally have
satisfied
to like
after a
I'm
few.
literally more than doubling my liquid intake to do this water challenge. And it's like I'm
Bathroom, have you
forcing
been
my
going
Oh, dude,
so
like
much?
crazy. And I'm like forcing I'm not drinking it cuz I'm thirsty. Like I'm drinking because I'm remembering that I'm supposed to.
right.
Like I'm force feeding myself water.
Mhm.
Like it's insane.
Sounds awful.
Who like why would you need to drink this often?
Let me get one of those Oreos real
to
quick.
stay healthy.
No. I mean, I get it. Some people need to do that.
Yeah.
My body, it's chill. It's just
I
like,
think
bro,
that's the
bring
only way I'm
Coke on.
alive right now is because I drink water.
That's fair.
Because the way I eat is obnoxious.
I mean, I saw your snacks cabinet. It looks pretty. I mean, I eat pretty horribly as well, but
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
pretty
mean,
much exist on pizza.
I try to have vegetables at least once a month.
I get broccoli in my pizza.
Hey, that's it. That's the dream.
Count it.
Yo, I know we're not in food right now,
Mhm.
but we kind of are. What are we supposed to be in?
Music.
Whatever. Do what I want. My podcast.
Musical fruit.
Right? Crazy craving for pizza the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Just did it so hard. I called Domino's
Did you call them all?
right up the street.
What'd you get?
So I got, dude, this was actually wicked funny. So I'm looking and I'm like, oh, Domino's, you get 3 toppings, large pizza, $7.99. Hell yeah. So I guess I went overboard because I get there and the guy's like, all right, $10.29. And I was like, $10.29? I thought it was $7.99 for 3 toppings. And he was like, oh, my bad. And he goes back and he's like, yeah, it's for 3 toppings. And I was like, what did I get? And he's like, you got chicken, bacon, cheddar cheese, extra cheese, and garlic sauce. And I was like, all right.
The cheese.
Kept counting the cheese. How
Come
many
on.
cheeses are toppings? That's messed up. If I didn't get the cheese, it'd be no cheese.
Right. Must have been good though.
So that's what I got. Dude, it was amazing. And
Oh.
dude, classic Rachel move. She was like, you're going to get pizza right now? I was like, yeah, I'm going to get pizza right now. She's like, wow. And then I get it, and she's like, I need some. She,
Just
like-
split it in half.
Wife rights right there.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I finished the rest of it for breakfast the next morning. I'm a big fan of Domino's.
I'm pretty hungry right now.
Yeah.
Now
You want an
that-
Oreo?
I
No,
fucks
I'm
with
good.
Domino's.
Yeah. Samesies. I don't know what the deal is. Gets
Ro-
a bad rep.
Pizza
People-
Hut. That gets a bad rap.
Yeah,
I
listen,
like Pizza Hut.
I
love
only
Pizza
mess with
Hut.
Pizza Hut for the stuffed crust.
all day.
Yeah.
If it's not stuffed crust, I don't fuck with Pizza Hut.
But they got some stuff.
You know what I do also mess with though? Only like surely for value, Little Caesars.
Oh, absolutely.
Do we
And
have
Crazy
one
Bread.
around
Crazy
here?
Bread is still so good.
Crazy Bread?
Crazy Bread. I'm leering at Tim right now.
I feel it. It burns.
I don't even want this.
Crazy Bread. It's the breadsticks at
Little Caesar?
Little Caesars. They're almost always undercooked heavily. So it's just like dough sticks.
Yeah.
Oh,
with like
so-
garlic salt on them
Oh,
and a ton of butter.
that sounds
And
amazing.
they are so good.
They're real good.
Honestly, when they're properly cooked, they're airy and
Yeah.
like not as good.
Mm-hmm. You want them.
Need that dough.
Yeah, I need that
doughiness.
dough.
Yo, that stuffed crust though.
Stuffed crust, Pizza
Pizza
Hut.
Hut.
Why
is
does
the
nobody
jam.
else have it?
I know.
Do they have a monopoly
Domino's.
on
They
it?
have a
Domino's
patent.
has it in London. Domino's
Oh.
has stuffed crust in London.
Yeah, because they have the patent on it. On the stuffed crust Pizza Hut.
Oh, man.
Not in England.
Yeah, because both companies have it in London.
Well, do patents work worldwide?
But I'm saying, like, why would like they must have a similar patent system over there? Like,
I guess, but maybe at the time.
I just want it to be an option in more places.
I'm
Right.
saying.
It should just be all around. And I swear there are some places growing up that had it, like little.
And no, actually, because I'm pretty sure Little Caesars recently added a stuffed crust option. Or
Right.
something
That's what
similar.
I'm thinking. Like,
Can't you get frozen pizzas with stuffed crust?
yeah.
DiGiorno also offers a stuffed crust.
Yo, no way the frozen pizza game's got it and Domino's can't get it. Like, come on.
Yeah, maybe they don't
Just
have
the
the patent
decision.
anymore.
Yo, it's worth it though if I'm craving stuffed crust
Dude,
and we
stuffed
can.
crust is...
I'm so hungry.
All right, so music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
music.
Real quick, my good friend Chris has a theory on stuffed crust pizza that it gets better with every cycle of refrigerating and cooking.
Oh, see, I'm a big fan of cold pizza at that point, and I was like
pizza's
legit.
good.
I've deadass like bought in a large pineapple pizza, stuffed crust,
He's very passionate.
and put that like literally whole pizza. Just put it right in the fridge and wait for
And
it to
just-
go cold,
yeah.
and then eat that.
It does differ from company to company
Oh,
though.
for
Like
sure.
there-
I will not eat cold Domino's pizza. Really,
I think I'd eat that, but
Reheat it though. Yo, I reheated it for breakfast.
Ooh.
It was the jam.
it's
Yeah.
funny how there's so many different like things. You
Variables,
can have
man.
it fresh. You
Yeah.
can reheat it.
Well, that's
Oh,
his thing.
that's
So
crazy.
you get a stuffed crust pizza. Stuffed crust is delicious.
Yep.
You eat it cold. The stuffed crust is like a cheese stick.
So
it's delicious.
good.
You reheat it. It's delicious.
Now
it's a little
microwave
softer.
or oven?
Microwave.
Because if you do it in the
Ooh.
oven,
Nah, he was saying microwave.
you guys
microwave's
know the
good.
trick to the microwave though.
Maybe he was saying.
What's
I
the
don't
trick?
remember. I won't
So what's the problem when you microwave pizza? Cold pizza,
The
it's all
crust.
the crust,
crust.
Oh, put a cup of water.
a
in
cup
there.
of water in there.
Yes.
yeah.
it-
So then the water boils. You pour it on the pizza. Saves the
You
crust.
dunk it. You dunk it.
Yeah.
You dunk it.
Yeah.
I
You
got
practice for those hot dog.
No, the
eating
water
circuits.
for some reason like keeps the crispness of your crust.
Yeah.
So
So
it
if you
doesn't
put
get
like
all-
a sandwich in there or something,
Yeah.
same thing applies.
Keeps your sandwich crispy.
Correct.
Yeah.
Got it.
So we're in music.
We're in music. We talked about comics for like 20 minutes and movies too. Whatever. We just both reset.
Yeah. That's the fresh start.
What are you talking about? How do y'all feel about Christmas music?
I love Christmas music. I love
Samesies.
Christmas, period.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I'm with
So,
you.
literally,
Christmas is
Give it to me. Give it to me all.
yeah.
Like,
So happy about
this
it
coming
this
from
year.
this coming from a person who's worked retail for many
Right?
years.
Oh my
Same.
God, so you should hate all.
Right? We
And I
should.
love Christmas music.
I love it. And it hit me hard this year for whatever reason. I was like, woo! We're doing it. Like, I've been listening to Christmas music in my car.
Yo.
I
Wow.
don't do that a
That
lot.
doesn't happen.
Like, I'm
for
by
anybody.
myself. I found this super, like, jazzy Christmas album the other day. I just put it on. I was like, the weather outside is frightful. I was like, just feeling it. I got home. Rachel put up, like, we don't have a lot of Christmas decorations, but she, like, put some out. And I got home. I was like, I'm feeling it. Let's watch
That's
Elf
great
or
when
whatever.
you feel
Yo,
the
Alf
Christmas
is one of
spirit.
the few like modern day Christmas classics.
I don't
It's-
know.
It's so good.
It's an anomaly to me because it has to be the most like recent
That's what I was
addition
just
to
saying.
like
That's the
yeah
exact
like
point.
it. All right. What did you say?
I said that it's the most modern classic film.
Is that what
Like
you
Christmas
said?
movie. It is.
Here's the honest truth. I was just in the middle of absolutely repeating what you had said.
That's fine.
He was so excited. He
White
just-
man taking credit for a black man's idea. It's cool. I get it.
What else is there?
What a shame. We're going back to the old.
Yo,
days.
that Post Malone business. All right, never mind. We'll go back to what are we talking about? Christmas or music? Christmas music.
Correct.
There you go.
Gwen Stefani put out a Christmas album. I'm gonna shamelessly say I've been really enjoying it.
Amazing.
I was telling Tim earlier, for whatever reason, I'm gravitating towards this love for playing Christmas music on vinyl around the season.
Okay.
So I have the Elf soundtrack and the Peanuts soundtrack.
Okay.
They're both
Oh, the
excellent.
Peanuts one must be
And
good.
they get all fancy with the vinyl. So the Peanuts one is green, like translucent green. And I ordered the Gwen Stefani one on vinyl, and it's like opaque white. I'm so stoked about it. I'm saying the first track is Jingle Bells, and it's
Brett's
like
the only owner of this
it's like
vinyl.
I couldn't believe it existed. I looked it up. I was like, nah. So I ordered it, and
It was 47 cents plus shipping. The
They're like,
shipping
"Oh
was
my
more.
God, someone
The
bought
shipping
it."
was more than the vinyl itself.
I called.
She's just gonna come to your house and
Yeah.
hand deliver it
Thank
to you.
I ordered it. It's just her. She's like, someone's gonna get it. Someone's gonna get it. Finger guns. I called one of the places I work at and ordered it there, and they were like, "Is this for you or your wife?" And I was like, "Nah, it's for me." And she was like, "No matter what you said, I knew it was for you." Anyways, I'm stoked about it. Christmas music. I don't know.
Yo, favorite Christmas song?
I can tell you the 2 that I hate. Is that the question?
All right,
I got 2 that I can't stand. Since I was a kid, Feliz Navidad
okay.
has driven me up
That's
a
racist,
wall.
but okay.
I know it
come
is. It kind of is. I think as a kid, I didn't understand the words, and it made me angry. But straight up, that just the rhythm of that song drives me crazy.
I always say fleas ate my dog.
Yeah, that's worse. I hate it more now. The other one, is it John Lennon?
Just sing it, Brett.
I'm trying to think of it. It's got a bunch of noises that don't belong in a Christmas
Oh,
song.
I bet it's my favorite song.
Nah,
I used to hate it, but then
What is
it grew me. Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney.
God, dude, I can't stand it. I can't stand
I love it. I used to hate it, but I was like, it was so unique. And I was like, what is this?
And it's so dude.
Yeah, the sounds are so interesting.
It came out in one of the stores I work at the other day, and
what
what are those sounds? They don't belong in a Christmas song. I don't know that they belong in. Yeah. No, and then what is simply having a wonderful Christmas? I hate that. I hate that cadence. The whole thing makes me angry. I can't stand it. The other day, I was working the other day, and a dude comes out of the back room, and he's like, "Oh, this is the worst song, for worst Christmas song." I was like, "Right?" I was like, "It sucks,
dude." I used to hate it, but something
it
grew on me somehow.
No.
And then I was like, I was working at I was working as a debt collector. Hating life.
Yeah.
And like that's
and that cheered you right up. No.
There's a little bum, 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 bum. I was like, ooh, it's unique. This breaks out my day.
Thanks, Johnny. No, I can't.
And then obviously Mariah Carey.
Oh yeah. I mean,
What are you gonna do?
you're gonna listen to that. You're gonna love it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what my favorite is. I'm a big Dean Martin fan. So maybe his what's that one song? Oh no. Is that the rapey song though?
Oh, probably.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's still a good one though, even if its themes are bad.
Tim, I can't say something's rapey and then you just say it's still a good one.
I like to believe. Okay.
No, I think
Give everyone the
is that
benefit of the doubt.
what's that one I'm thinking of? Baby, it's cold outside.
Have you seen like the Key and Peele thing about it?
I think that might be what I was kind of like, oh.
Yeah. There's an old that was that one actually.
But no, that rendition of that song I really like, but it's got
There's an old Saturday Night Live skit with
maybe
Christopher Walken that isn't about the song, but it's basically the same situation.
Mm-hmm.
Where Christopher Walken, like the camera is like a first person girl,
Oh, okay.
and Christopher Walken keeps like cutting her off, stopping her from like leaving the place.
Yeah.
Very funny, but also super creepy.
Yeah. Actually, Carol of the Bells is one of my favorite songs.
Oh, true.
That's just a great song.
That
You know
one
what
is
I'm talking
good. Yeah.
And that one also reminds me of Home Alone.
Yeah.
Is that the one that's
Yep.
in Home Alone?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's like nostalgia max.
True.
Nostalgia max. I don't know. That sounds like
Maximum.
a secret
Oh,
agent. Nostalgia max. Christmas music.
Can't wait.
Also Sammus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Samus.
That's what we're here to talk about.
I'll let you talk about Sammus. You introduced me to Sammus, and then I introduced Tim to Sammus, and then we were like, we got a podcast? And I was like, I forgot. And then you're like, how about next week? And I was like, yeah.
Absolutely.
My
Absolutely.
bad. That's how that happened.
Yeah, you sound like Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
So
Remember that Donkey Kong song?
Which one?
DK.
Donkey Kong.
Carry on. Thanks for the timing on that,
Yeah.
by the way.
Solid.
Oh, yeah, talk about Sammus. Solid.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah. So I was at a rap show recently for Chesky.
Did you see her?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
not-
incredible.
She performed one song with Chesky. I didn't see her do her own set though.
But you saw her.
Oh yeah, like we've met, like we talk.
See, that's
We're
incredible.
like we're friends. Not really.
Oh.
We're like online friends who've met once. We'll see what happens. From
You left that part out of introducing me to her music.
there.
But
Maybe.
So she'll be on the podcast next week.
She could be.
Okay.
yeah, we could. I still want to get Chrissy Zulo too.
No way.
Come on, yo, she might do it. We got
No
Nick
way.
on. Now. We can get other people.
Anyways.
Sorry, yeah. So Sammus.
So yeah, so I saw Chesky and Astronautilus a few weeks back, and Chesky introduced me to Sammus, and or he kind of did. He came over and was like, "Yo, see that girl over there? She's like my favorite MC right now." And I was like, "Word?" And he's like, "Yeah, she's gonna be on my set." So peep, and I was like, "All right, word." And so like I introduced myself to Sammus and was like, "Yo, what's up? My man says you're a really good MC. I'm excited to hear your stuff." She's like, "Oh, thanks." She's really beautiful, really great lady. I got like a really good vibe from her right off the bat before I'd even seen her perform.
Yeah.
And she just seemed cool. She carries herself really well. And then she performed and she killed it, like, up on stage. It was a song with Chesky, so, like, I didn't know any of, like, the video game aspect of her rhymes. I just knew her, like, sheer skill level and thought it was, like, through the roof already.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, her name was Sammus, which I was like, dope name. She was like, thanks. I've always loved her. I was like, that's cool. So
how do we feel about her pronouncing it Sammus specifically?
I mean, is it supposed to be Sammus?
I don't know. Straight up, if you play Smash right now and you pick Sammus or Zero Suit Samus, it says it 2 different ways.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting.
I know. So clearly it doesn't matter.
They didn't know either.
She is definitively, even the voice guy was in the booth like, Zero Suit Samus.
Samus.
But she is definitively Samus. She calls herself Sammy in some of her songs.
Yeah.
So she's Samus.
Cool.
Just clarifying.
Yeah, man. And,
I mean the rapper. I don't know what she's called.
Yeah. Yo, actually, forgive me if you end up watching this. I forgot her actual name because I've never heard it before, but it's super dope. I'm going to see if I can find it real quick.
Who we're talking about the rappers?
Samus, yes.
Okay.
Not, yeah.
We're not talking about
Samus.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm traditionally terrible at talking about music because I just don't know enough to speak highly about it.
Yeah.
But I really, really enjoyed this.
Yeah.
And I found that just her reference game was amazing. Like,
that's crazy.
as a nerd, as a gamer, I'm like, every reference that I got, I was like, she's got this.
Dude,
It's ace.
that's the thing. It's like, it's not, you know, a lot of times people, I feel like, like a lot of like bigger rappers even will like, throw like a Goku line and you're like,
Right.
oh, cool. Like,
So many
you know,
Goku
some nerd.
lines.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, yeah.
Fire
I mean,
Super Saiyan in one word.
yeah. I mean, like in like these are easy, but like, like she just like rips through them like deep cut stuff.
Yeah,
and like and uses
exactly.
it in like really impressive ways. And, but not, again, like not so much so that like it becomes like overbearing.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't come off as like dorky.
Exactly, like an entire nerd track.
Yeah,
You know? It's
so,
like,
that's what blows my mind.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And by the way, her name is Anongo.
Anongo?
Her real name, her first name is Anongo.
Nice.
Let me read that.
yeah, how's that spelled?
That's real cool. Anongo.
A little easier than I
Man,
thought.
my name's just Marcus. Yeah, one time we were opening.
Please
we were
tell
playing.
that story.
We were playing. Brett and I, who do some rapping from time to time, were playing a show, and Brett put out his sign that said "Animatronic the Abolisher." And this other rapper that was performing that night walks up and was like, "Yo, is this your name?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Animatronic the Abolisher." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Dude, this is a dope ass name." He's like, "Oh, thanks, man." He's like, "What's your name?" He's like, "Man, my name's just Marcus." And we're like, "Yo, bro, it's not too late. Like, you can still change it. Marcus is cool too, though."
It's something.
That might be my favorite true story. That's so good.
Oh.
PhD student?
Oh, dude, the girl is well-read, like super intelligent. Like I said, we've talked a few times since, just because like I was like super hyper into music. I was probably freaking out, honestly, because I was like tagging her on Instagram, like posting up her music. I was like super hyped because like I got back, popped on her like album on Spotify, and first I found her YouTube actually, and was just like bumping through her music videos that are like all super creative and super cool.
Yeah.
Just like her concepts and stuff were really dope. And I think that she's just like super skilled. It's really great to see her perspective through a lot of things. Like she has a great whole verse or like whole song about just not seeing enough black women in like comic books and in movies and stuff like that, or superheroes rather. And she talks about how when she started like illustrating and like like just drawing stuff as a kid, like she was drawing like Aryans basically, like with Super Saiyans. You know what I mean? It's just like blonde hair, blue eyed, like muscle perfect people. Like when they superpower, they turn Aryan, and like realizing how like detrimental that can kind of be to your own psyche. As, someone who doesn't look anything like that, you know what I mean? And then like looking for people that look like you, and you realize that, and like not finding anybody, it's like it can be really frustrating. Definitely something I can relate to somewhat as a black man myself, but even harder, I'm sure, as like a black woman, you know. So it was really interesting. Just like you really get a peek into her brain, I think, with all of her music, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
She has a really cool like confidence to her that like comes through like really powerfully and like in her delivery, but also a lot of like sensitivity and like rawness in it too, you know, which is like really cool.
The balance in her music is what kind of blows my mind. Like she somehow has like, she makes a couple references to her being like nerdcore. To anyone who's like unfamiliar, that's a specific genre of hip hop where they just kind of focus on like nerd wordplay and like
I have to look into that. That sounds cool.
You would love it.
Like MC Chris and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's an entire genre where their whole thing is like rapping about comic books, anime, video games, that kind of thing. She does that, but like I wouldn't necessarily say she's a nerdcore rapper.
Definitely not. That's what I was kind of saying. Like,
I mean, just from her one what was it, EP? Another M?
That first EP, yeah.
Yeah. But then you listen to her other stuff, and it's like there are some references, but it totally goes a different direction.
Yeah, and like her album Pieces in Space, it like gets a lot, like pretty far away from the references in some of the songs.
What was the Pink album? I don't know the name of it.
Is that Pieces?
I think it was the second one.
Because I've been listening to that one, and I didn't remember the name, but it was just...
There was another one.
A pink cover.
I can't remember what it's called. But she... Are you looking that up?
Yeah.
All right, cool. But yeah, so she does that. Like you said, Tim, like her references are insane, but her style is something that I love. She reminds me a lot of Shad, who's one of my favorite rappers.
Yeah,
it's just really smooth, a little bit of like a... kind of like a 90s vibe. No, there's one in between.
She has glasses on it. I'll pull it up. I'm listening on YouTube.
That one.
Infusion.
Yeah. Infusion.
Yes.
Yeah. So like
excellent.
her style's so on point, and then like also the balance of like she raps very confidently, but like you're saying, there's a lot of vulnerability in her lyrics.
Right. That's where
and her perspective stuck out to me because she's like we have similarities, but she's a very different experience than me. And it reminded me a lot of like when I started listening to Logic a lot last year or earlier this year. Hearing perspectives is like one of my favorite things in any music, but particularly hip hop. I don't know if it's because of like the delivery or the way that it's sometimes it's like more direct discussion of like experiences. So like for Logic, what caught me was like he talks a lot about being of mixed race, but he looks more white.
Yeah.
So like he has a certain experience from that.
Sure.
And her as being like a young black female rapper in the nerd crowd, like you know what that nerd culture is like. You don't hear anything about that perspective from anybody ever. So like, and she's so skilled, and I don't know, just hearing that perspective is like, and then actually finding relatable things in that from like, there's one song in particular where she talks about like turning 30, or she mentions like age. I think
is that Time Crisis?
Yes, Time Crisis.
That's a good one.
At least that's what I took out of it. It's her talking about like aging and like what she should be working on.
Living after 30, what's the verdict from the jury? I heard it from a birdie that the 30 word is dirty, but I'm living my life.
And at least that's what it brought up in me, and I'm like, man, I totally get where she's at.
Yeah,
like,
man.
you know, so I don't know, there's just so much, and every track, like every single song, I was like, this is dope. This is dope.
Like, dude, I couldn't, like, I shared it, like, the next, like I said, I'm pretty sure I felt like I was, like, freaking her out with how much, because I was, like, so excited about her music. Like, I was, like, tagging her and everything. I was, like, tagging her on Instagram, tagging her on Facebook. She's probably like, who is this creepy dude? I'm just like, I just want to be friends. You want to go see Thor? Like, but yeah, man, I was like tagging friends and stuff because I just knew how much like you guys would definitely appreciate. I was like, I sent it to Brett and he was like, I'm like, yo, check out that video. He was like, oh no, I haven't yet. I was like, maybe you should check that out like right now, like right now.
Just this very
because within like a couple lines, I'm like, oh, because sonically it's like this is so good, and then once you start picking up on what she's saying, I'm like, yo, what? Like, yeah, it's so good. She's so good.
Yeah.
I don't know what else.
I don't know. I just know she's excellent, and you know, as you guys know, I'm not a big music guy, so for me, it's.
I think she has a really unique style too. Like I know you likened her to Shad, but like
it's different though.
Yeah, I don't really hear like any other rapper when I hear her. You know what I mean? Her delivery is like totally unique. I think like the sound of her voice is really unique. You know what I mean? I don't think she audibly sounds like anybody else either. So
I would
it's just
agree.
like when I like hear it, it's like very unique. It's just like that's you, and like it's really powerful and. Yeah, just really great.
Yeah, I think mostly what reminded me of Shad, it's more like an era, like she has a certain attitude.
Oh, for sure. Definitely has a little bit of that like 90s like content over her.
Yeah, but it's also got like, I don't know if it's content or what, but it's got kind of this like, I don't know. I guess it's just vulnerability like I mentioned earlier. There's just like an openness and that's more content. But to hear that in like with her confident delivery is really cool.
Man. Like, dude, Mighty Morphin is one of my favorites. I just really like the hook is dope, I thought, and like the whole song is super dope. I don't know if you guys saw the video, but
I haven't watched any of her videos yet.
Any of them?
No,
I watched a few.
It's been all
they're so
streaming.
fun, man. She has like you can tell she has such a good time with them, and like some of them are, like look like they're a couple years old now, so like production's like pretty low, but like they're still fun. But some of the newer ones are really like 1080p looks like super well done and like really well like professionally done, looks good. The Mighty Morphin one that comes off really well, like low production but like still really slick, and the song is just super good, like just a great idea where like, you know, in a time full of like labels and stuff, and people often want to like pigeonhole people into like certain things, especially women or especially black women or black people, whatever. Like it's just, you know, she's like just explaining like I'm many things, so like I can be anything on any given day. Like that's, you know.
Another thing that kind of blew my mind was like I was looking, and her oldest, another M, that EP came out in 2014, which wasn't that long ago.
Right.
And then she has 2 releases last year.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then she has a release of Pieces in Space with a commentary.
I haven't listened to that yet.
At least on Spotify.
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah.
listened to it yet
I've seen it too, but I haven't listened.
That came out this year. But so like it seemed that's relatively new. Like for the first album to have been 3 years. Oh no, I'm sorry. She's got more stuff on here. I haven't listened to any of those. She has so much music.
Yeah.
I'm totally wrong. I guess 2012 she put out a full length, and 2013.
Man, I'll need to listen to those. I thought I've only seen those 2, Another M and Infusion.
Mother Brain, Prime.
Mother Brain's got some really cool tracks on it. I've mostly been listening to Pieces of Space.
Yeah, that's the one I've listened to the least, but there's a lot of music to listen to.
Yeah, man. But yeah, definitely peep her videos, man. They're really cool. And yeah, she's just a rad chick, man.
Sammus. Sammus. All right, we're done, I guess.
Wow, that's it.
Are you going to do End Babble?
Well, of course, but
so Tim,
thank you for coming on
I know,
the podcast.
I was going to say that.
Oh, well, go ahead then.
No, you do it.
Thank you for coming on the podcast.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Nathan Fillion.
Are you going to put his face on
the entire podcast?
No, it'd be one of those like South Park.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I just moved the bell.
Yo, I would be impressed if you did that for the whole podcast.
You had to pay me some big money.
We get paid a little bit.
Like $7?
Yeah.
And a pizza?
Oh, I could do that.
Actually, forget about the $7.
Yeah,
put that
just
towards
the pizza.
some.
The tip to the delivery man.
That's a lot.
Oh.
That's
All
a
right,
lot
Brett.
of pizza. What?
Do it officially.
All right, Tim's gonna do this thing where he just talks for a
I've
while.
seen.
All right, have you? I'm gonna just get up and leave. I think we should both do it, but that's up to you. Last week I crawled under the table.
You did. That was funny.
Thanks, man. Did you enjoy this?
Where can people find you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tell people to find you places.
You can find me
Instagram?
somewhere.
Yeah,
Facebook?
In space.
somewhere.com.
No, so Nik Hampshire, it's Nik. There's no C. Don't forget.
Yeah.
People do that a lot. There's some kid in like Ireland or something that keeps saying.
He's been trying to find you for
Messed up.
years.
Here's the thing. Went to Thanksgiving the other day. My sister-in-law put out name tags for everybody.
Mhm.
Mine was spelled with 1 T. Straight up related to this woman.
That's offensive.
Carry on. No C.
No C.
Nick,
Nik.
you can't see me, Hampshire.
Accurate.
Hey.
Nik Hampshire. It's pretty much at Nik Hampshire everywhere. And Instagram is my primary spot.
Good.
But you can find me on Facebook, I guess, if you want. If you want to hear my music, that's at Lumberjack Raps. So SoundCloud.com/Lumberjack Raps. Or I guess if you're really looking for some music, you can find us at Folklore Lives. That's Facebook.com/Folklore Lives.
I don't know what I just did.
That's me and Brett's
That's
music.
us.
Yeah, it's pretty all right.
And about you can expect our new debut album coming out
Tonight.
around Justice League 5. It'll probably come out.
Which will be sooner than you think.
The way they're shoving movies out.
I know. That'll probably be out before the folk.
But yeah.
We
try
had a
to,
single. Is it coming out?
If we want, do we want to put a single out without the rest of the album ready?
Is that what we're waiting for? You got to talk to your dude.
I gotta talk to my dude.
He's
don't
looking
know.
at you like it's your fault.
We got to talk to that dude. I don't know where we're at. All right. Thanks. Find Nik Hampshire. Nik Hampshire.
Finger guns.
Now I find that when summer begins, winter ends. And it's kind of upsetting because that shouldn't happen. Summer and winter shouldn't be friends. Well, unless her name is Winter and his name is Summer, then they could be friends. But don't find friendship in the places you don't expect. Expect to find places where your friendship begins. And remember, time is only half the battle.